close your eyes.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the stream, boys. We got ourselves the final live stream of 2022. This has been a hell of a year, ups and downs for many. Definitely wasn't the good portion of it wasn't great for World of Warcraft with the ending of Shadowlands, you know what I mean? However, 2023 is looking up, man. We're walking into a year which hopefully will be a happy year for everybody, a better experience for vast majority of people, man, and hopefully a great year with a great expansion. Dragonflight is off to a fantastic start. They got a roadmap. They've been real responsive to feedback, and now it's really going to be down to, can they deliver? I got big hopes, man. I got big hypes. I am excited for it, and I'm actually excited for 2023, man. How y'all doing? Welcome back. A lot of you guys in the EU are already in 2023. We are here in NA lagging behind, but it does give us an opportunity to host our final 5v5 1v1 duel series over for the NA boys. Whatever you boys do tonight, make sure to get an Uber. Don't drive. Celebrate, have some fun, and greet the new year however you want to. How y'all doing? Welcome back, man. It's a new year, dude. Thank you so much for an amazing year on the YouTube, by the way. You guys are the community, man. The community has been absolutely fantastic. Watching all you boys grow and interacting with every one of you has been a lot of fun. But yeah, now that we've done all the sappy stuff, which is fantastic, let's get some 5v5 1v1 duels on the horizon for the day. Boys, I got a lot of work to do tonight, dude. I'm just going to be grinding. That's my decision. I'm not really celebrating. I'm just getting back to grind, dude. Last night I was trying to get some work done. I was like, you know what? I'm sleepy, dude. I hit that point where I crashed. I was just like, I can't. I literally can't. I'm gonna get work done in the 2023, man. That's what I decided on. Happy New Year for everyone. What's up, bro? How's it going, my man Zooks? How you doing, my guy? Eric, we got Ikara, Official Sanchez, Malachi, Tino, Jake. How y'all doing? Welcome back, welcome back. 5v5 1v1 duels, boys. Host them in the LFG section over in the Raids Legacy, so we can get that cross faction rolling in, boys. Let me hop on right now, see if we can make some groups together, see if anybody else is hosting any groups at all. But yeah, man, really excited, dude. I'm very excited. Yo, watching the duels last night, by the way, they were amazing, man. The EU, dude, you guys came out with a show, man. It's been absolutely fantastic. Kevin and Nick apparently got a group. I got DMs for both of them. I want to see what they say in just a moment here. What's up, Chris? Hey, hey, my man. Dude, on my format, the Dungeons of a Major Arcade is very spicy spec to play. Dude, it's really good right now. Yeah, if you're ever thinking, like, you know what, I want to play a mage, what spec should I play? Or if you were thinking, you know, what class should I play? Mage is a fantastic option, man. Mage right now is a fantastic option. Just absolutely massive amount of damage. Let me swap over to here, dude. I feel like I forgot how to stream, man. I just had a crash last night completely. I don't normally ever have a crash, but I was just like, I sat down on the couch, I closed my eyes for like 2 seconds, and like 30 minutes passed, and I thought, okay, I'm feeling awful. Like, I can't. I gotta take it easy. Oh my god. Oh, bomb the motor, people legal fireworks, bro. Like, people are gonna have fun, man. That's how it is here, man. Technically, like, a lot of the houseworks in my area, like anything that goes beyond the roofs of a house, right? Anything that flies way up in the air, like that's technically illegal. But I don't know how they do it in the EU, but in America, it's kind of like. But I feel like everybody just knows it's gonna happen anyway, man. You know what I mean? People are gonna have a bit of fun time rebelling, doing their own thing. You know what I mean? It's fireworks. Play the Mechanome, please. Mechanome? Yo, if I had the keybind set up for spectator mode, I'd probably do Mechanome. I think Mechanome would be just fine. Not facing Warlocks anytime. Dude, that Warlock game from last night was insane, man. It was crazy. Alright, let's go out there in the war mode. Hang out with the boys. Drop the UI down a little bit. What were the DMs just now from Nick and Kevin? They have a group. So Kevin, are you doing 5v5s? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. What did Nick say? Nick said, yo, how far at the moment got 5? Dope. Nick already got a 5-man squad at the ready. Let me see if I can host the second one real quickly. Dungeons, Raids, Legacy. We'll do multi-core 5v5. Whoa. 5v5 1v1 duels. Here we go. Beautiful. Oh yeah, so Nick already got a 5-man at the ready, dude. Showing us some monk business tonight. I wonder who else we got in now. Also, Brewfest already? Dude, time flies, honestly. You got a second group here, boys. If y'all want to join up, man, we got one hosted in the LFG Legacy Raid. We need to put some boys together for a second group, and then we can verse them versus Nick. Have as many duels as we can tonight. Last night on the year, we just kept going until we couldn't anymore, man. Last time we just kept going over and over and over until we couldn't. How we doing, Dal? Happy New Year? Happy New Year, Celtic. I'll be having a good one. The bang is so loud, it hurts my ears even outside. Damn. Yeah. At that point, like, if you have any earplugs at home or whatever, anything to dampen the sound, that might not be a terrible idea. Hopefully, you guys actually get a chance to sleep. You know what I mean? Because that'd be the worst. Imagine trying to actually finally go to bed and somebody's still firing off. What are the rogue chance for assassin? So I guess it depends, like what, like rings and weapon stuff. I believe it's like Sophic Devotion as high as you can on your weapons, and then I believe mass. What is the second strat? Normally haste is good. I need to double back. I think haste is generally the stat because it benefits bleeds, poisons, and auto attacks. I think normally it's haste, but I could see mastery become a lot stronger. Normally it's haste and crit for resource generation because that lets you maintain all the other resources. But I need to double check. Happy New Year. Now, what's up, Florida Side fam? Hope you have a good one. Thank you, boys. Appreciate ya. Weapon and for weapons. So in PvP, I mean, I feel like a lot of people, even for PvP, are starting to swap over to Sophic just because Sophic is so good. It just gives you a ton of extra agility. So between that and like an ONYXIA trinket, you're looking at about 3,000 more agility, just like that. You know what I mean? 3,000 agility increase. Zuko, my man, have you looked at my gear, my guy? I don't think my man's looked at my gear, dude. I don't think he have. I'll try to do damage, but like I don't know if he's realized that I have like no gear whatsoever. Unless I'm literally a train dummy. Or he wants to be a train dummy. I guess. My key bindings on this thing are all kinds of weird. Have to be using like my mouse key bindings, which are awkward for ability usage. I usually use them for like utility, like sprint and stuff. And like AoE abilities that I would use maybe like a handful of cooldowns for. What did he kill me with? What was that? Cataclysmic punch? Oh, he just hit me with that trinket. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Wait, I mean that did like 30,000 damage. That's not terrible. Not the best trinket for a hunter, but it'll do. Yo, if you boys want to join up on a name, we got ourselves shield pills in that group, boys. Let's go. Hey, Dal, I'm playing Rogue Undead, and there's a bug with the racial that gets the rogues out of stealth. What happened? Because when you have bleeds on the enemy, racial procs is so annoying. Oh, the undead racial ability that does like shadow damage to the enemy whenever you do damage, that takes you out of stealth. Seems like right now the race is not good for rogues because of that. There are some weird stuff with rogues right now in terms of like what is it? In terms of what am I thinking of? There are some weird things happening right now with rogues. What am I trying to say? Man, so there is some stuff with subterfuge, I think. Something about subterfuge and something about stealth that causes things to break. I'm not really sure what it is, but it happens on Outlaw too. Like Outlaw grapple hook breaks you out of stealth now, where normally it didn't. You could grapple around and you were fine, but now grapple hook breaks you. And then you sometimes will just be randomly AFK in stealth, and random things will just break out of stealth. There's a bug going on. It's not super common where it just like kills games, but there's moments where it does happen. For me at least, it's been pretty rare. I haven't seen too many people report like a bug like that happening regularly. So far it seems like it's kind of rare, but when it does happen and you're like in this PvP situation and you just get knocked out of stealth for no reason, that's never fun, man. That's never fun. But yeah, if you guys want to join them, welcome to NA Duels. I can find you a server on server Gorduni. Oh, we're doing them over on the NA, Roger. That's why. Yesterday, Friday was EU. Today is going to be for the NA boys. Yeah, we host these duels depending on the day. Saturday is for usually NA. And then Friday are the EU normally. And today for me, time zone wise, is Saturday. So right now it's Saturday. Happy New Year, Al. What's up, man? I'm a man. Hope you have a good one. I'm changing my race. If you are going to make a change, I think what Orc right now is still good for PvP. It's not as good as it used to be. I think Blood Oath is going to be kind of valuable though. Blood Oath is really good for PvE content. Like Blood Oath is a fantastic choice. But it's really up to you. Yeah, if you feel like there's like some playstyle you kind of just like over another, you could do that too. Can you bless me with some luck and a heroic cash on my mage? Yo, my man. Wish you luck. I got boots on my mage, or boots on my priest, which isn't amazing, but hopefully you get better luck than I do. I still gotta finish that on my shaman. I gotta finish that on my evoker. Rogue got what, gloves that I couldn't even use. Priest got boots that are kind of good, but like it's an item level upgrade from a 366. So like I guess 411. So like I can't really get mad at that really. 411 boots, but they're boots. Would have loved to or like a weapon or a trinket or something. Everyone gonna stab. Everyone says a bit on the trash a little bit for you. Dude, once you get the trash, that's all the good luck the Evoker's ever gonna get. Like, let's be honest there, man. That's like a best item. When you get the stab, that's it. You're done. You ain't getting anything else. You're done. Yo, this script still needs, we need 3 more boys in, man. Who else do we have online that wants to join in? Should I just start asking? Is Chicago on, or are they, celebrating them? Because some people are going to be celebrating. Some people, I don't know, like, do they celebrate early? Do they celebrate late? I have no idea. I might just have to start, like, asking people around. Bald, does he maybe want to join in? I could ask Bald, but there's 2 people be playing. Baldilocks and Looter. I don't know which one I'm going to end up whispering. I'm going to guess Baldilocks, potentially. Looks like he's just leveling. Could ask maybe Batman. Good, a second. Dalaran, don't go to questions. Don't go them. Happy New Year, boys. Everyone celebrating late? Yeah, I feel ya. I guess it depends, right? NA, EU. Because for some people, like New Year, I know for EU, New Year is a lot bigger than NA. For EU, it's pretty big. For NA, like, it depends. Some people actually do celebrate it, others not really. Like in Russia, for example, for us and our family, it was pretty big. Like, Christmas wasn't nearly that big on 25th. For us, it was more like the 7th or whatever it was, after the New Year. But for us, like, the New Year was like the Christmas, I guess, in a way. But yeah. What do you think about Bowser? Is it playable in duels? I think it is. They did buff him recently. I would love to see my man Ori join up for some 5v5 1v1s. I want to see how he does. I feel like if anybody can figure out Boomkin, he probably can. If anybody can, that man probably got it. 837 right now, or 1837. What is that? When you convert it, it's like a 12-hour difference, right? Is it like 6? No. Wait, 18 is like. Oh, I'm really bad at that. Hold on. 6, right? 6 p.m. 6:37. Is that what it is? Reverence, how you doing, man? You want to join us for some 5v5 1v1, man? By the way, we gotta get a couple more bodies in here, man. I'm gonna start looking. I'm gonna start asking around. So ASUS is already doing arenas. I'm just gonna skip past them. Chicago, yo, my man. Hey, hey, bud. Hosting 5v5 duels. IDK, if you are in a group with Nick or what? Mass Chicago. Claven, he does PvE. Seavark, he's most likely with Nick already, because Nick is probably like, you know what? I don't really want to verse Seavark if I can help it. Let's see. Gun? I don't remember who it's. I'm gonna try to see if I can stick to people that are regular 5v5 1v1 duelers, man. Curiosity, Jacko, that's EU. I got blasted, by the way. Does that get max? Yeah, he is. Level 70. I just got blasted by that guy, dude. With single hunt. Just deleted. I don't think he even looked at my item level, did he? What did it say? Oh, level 60. Exactly. He's just confused. He's just like, the hell happened? Oh, man. Lux probably is in a group with Nick already, too. Nando's in the key. Chilpus is with us. Nick has got a group. Shatterus, let's go. So with Shatterus, we need still 2 more, I think it is. Still need 2 more boys. Pancake is. I thought Pancake was the EU. He's an A? Pancake? Wait, Pancake. Hold on. I thought you were EU. Hosting some 5v5 1v1 duels. If you wanna join, smiley face, hit him with that. Pegref is the crafter guy, so he doesn't really join the duels on a regular. Raven, I usually have you guys marked with a note. I don't remember who is who anymore, man. I don't remember who is who. So we got Baldwin in here. My God, Tank, does he want to join perchance? Not Biz Race. Does he wanna? Is that you, by the way? Taz. Alright. Oh Lord, I get destroyed. I see all over PvP gear. All good. Thing is, you don't need to upgrade it anymore. It all scales to max level. Be seen here. Yo, we need a +1. Yo, Pancake, you don't need to upgrade your gear, my man. Yeah, should sub to WoW, enjoy DF content. Dude, it's been a lot of fun. I feel like if you are going to be making a return to Dragonflight, now's the time to do it. Yep. All scales to a max without scaling. Yo! Who's... Someone here join while with solo queue on? Somebody here join with solo queue? Because it just took me out of the group. And it won't let me... Oh, we did it. Yeah, there we go. Never mind. We're good. We're good. Yeah. Later it's almost impossible. I think Rogue is beatable in a 1-on-1 situation. A Monk catch Rogue bursting in Karma. Later it's almost impossible. I feel like Rogue... I don't know, man. I feel like Rogue is kind of good. I feel like Rogue is actually kind of good. I don't know about like... Because like watch glutes, right? Like if a Rogue plays optimally, if he plays perfectly, can you actually beat a Rogue though? If they play like perfectly, you know? Hey guys, just came here to say Happy New Year, man. The epic glutes will be good this year. Hey, thank you so much, Walter. Appreciate it, my man. Hey, Dad, how you doing, my man? Hey, how you doing, my guy? Oh my God, can we get hashtag Dan the Man in chat? My man, Happy New Year, Paul. What's up, Dad? Happy New Year Eve to you too, my guy. Appreciate you. How you doing? SS is OP in 1-on-1 situation with CDs. Yeah, with CDs, it is nutty. With CDs, it is definitely difficult to fight through. I'm trying to remember, dude. So many people are back in the game, and I can't tell like who is who. You know? I can't tell who is who, man. Not anymore. Like, there's so many names that I don't have you guys marked either. Like, I don't remember CJ. I don't remember like if he duels. I know the Claven is a guilty, but because I see him regularly. See Druid, I don't remember. I don't have a note for you. But he said you. I said I thought you were EU, but for some reason you showed up as NA for me. Are you not? I thought. Okay, maybe I've seen it wrong, Pancake. It looked like it was showed up as an A for me. It looked like it showed up as NA boy. Seedrude joins in, but he's on a good point right now. Danish is, oh my God, I gotta start putting like no, like Cinderella. I can see what that is, like Dragon Bait. I'm like, oh, Cinderella. Okay, I do remember the name. Danish, I think it was a guilty from a while ago. Flozy from Unpleasant. That's how I know, man. I'm really bad at all. It's from T. EU Garaber. Hey, hold on, Gar. Wanna join some 5v5 duels? Always been an A. I thought there was a NA is today. Yeah, no, Pancake NA is today. You can join us if you want, my guy. You can join. I stopped playing Legion before work issues, but I see now what I can. Hell yeah, thank you for watching the videos, man. It seems Cookie Cutter Frost Mage, absolute trash. You don't like mages? I think they're pretty good though, aren't they? Hold on a sec. I won't be doing this today for a long time, at least for the foreseeable future. Got rid of retail, not my game anymore. I'll still watch streams though. Yo, Reverence! Oh no! Really? Wait! This is really good, Reverence! No! Oh no, man! Oh, what? Wow, that's not because I just tired of it. The class design across the board is just bad. I feel like the class design in... I feel like this is the first time the class design is like actually good compared to like SL, BFA, even Legion, because Bard powers were kind of like dictated the classes. Just inv if you are ready. Yeah, but hey man, it's perfectly fine, dude. You know what? Play whatever you like, play whatever you want. If you don't like it, perfectly fine. Honestly, you should also, if you're not having fun with it, there's no point of investing your money into it. So my man, love ya. Hopefully we'll see you returning at some point in the future. What's up, Oni? How you doing, fam? Hope you have a good one. This is one red pilot was running around outside. This is killing people. Was a little mock. PvP said on Doc Lord, Velguard, Grimoire. It's up 30%. Phased out of place. He might have joined a group or something. That, or he joined like a solo queue, arena queue, whatever. He might be one of those guys that's like always taking queue, always blasting people. Oh, low, take a queue. Get out of there. Phase out. You never know, right? Who knows, honestly. All right, Pancake, I got you, my guy. I got you in here. We got us as a 5-man, dude. We got Nick. We got us as Chill Pills. Gonna be leading the groups. I'll see if I can organize as best I can for you boys. Let me get my good songs here in a bit. Yeah? This makes pretty good, but not every one of these songs is like my favorite. I do gotta update it too. Party's full. Crap. I'm literally blind. Okay, cool. Gotcha. Sorry, boys. My God, dude. I had a hard crash last night. That's so much worse than being sleep deprived. Wow. I'm just all over the place, man. Alright, chilled. I'm make a lead. Backup out. Invite, spectator, match, Night King, and Nick. 5 in the grand one. Alright, now we get some 5V5 1v1 duels for the day, boys. Yo, dude. Let's set the year off. Let's set the year of 2022 to hell, dude. After this year, man, honestly. Like, I try to be like super nice guy now. After this year, man. It's been a hell of a year for a lot of people. Honestly, I'm so tired of it. I'm ready for 2022, dude. I'm ready to play in an actually decent expansion. You know what I mean? I'm excited, man. If you think you're blind, wait, I want to tell you about the time I was looking at the phone and use light on my phone to look for my phone. Oh, okay, you're good. You're fine. I've managed to find a guild I can raid in. Hey, that's awesome. Sad part is a full and rested druids. Settle up on priest gear on to just join raiding. What? Is it like a casual raiding guild near Oni? I'm sure they'll let you like still bring your rest of it for like mythic pluses, right? And maybe like some normals if you guys do like alt ones. Oh no, I'm glad you find a guild, man, but sad that you can't play your main for the class you're interested in. Hopefully they'll reconsider it, honestly. Yeah, depending on what kind of guild, I guess if it's a serious guild, then I could see like a whole mythic guild. Okay, I see what you mean. There makes sense, but if it's like a heroic and they make a real level, I don't know how I feel about that. So Twitch. Missing one over on team 2, but we got ourselves Shield Pills going up versus the Rogue Road as not Abyss Race gonna be out. His name is literally not Abyss. I remember when the deads were Abyss, dude. Remember back in the Classic when fears were just super deadly? Big burst out of Shield Pills as he going in with a Frosty DK massive 2-hitter. Oh my god, just chopping this Rogue up. And the man goes in for revenge, trying to skull out, but he may have caught the Frost Fever. No Frost Fever? I guess he cloaked or no, there's a dot on him for sure. This is gonna be popping out of stealth for just a second, unless it is the undead racial. Somebody in chat earlier told me that apparently with the undead racial, while you're in stealth and you have any like bleeds on the enemy, when you undead racial like shadow damage procs on him, it just pops you out of stealth. So maybe that's what's gonna not help this guy. That is not a best race at all. Your racial popping out of stealth when you try to go for big goes. Gonna be a stun onto Chill Pills and not best. Trying to see if he can get out of there. That is gonna be an execute popping on him as Chills is playing the Soul Reaper ability. Trying to see if he can set up a big execute that has a bit of a delay to it. Stun onto the Rogue. Does he get himself the execute on the Rogue? That is gonna proc. Get him super low. If it crits, it could be huge. The Rogue is no help whatsoever, but he's still able to keep himself alive. Got himself the concoction. Swapping it out really quickly. Popping in the mouth. Drinking his sippy cup. Getting away from the DK. He does also get the long range stabs. He got himself the crippling poison. So the long range stabs through the pillar, which is a little absurd, honestly. Like, how do you attack through the pillar? But he's literally poking him through the pillar, always applying that slowing poison constantly. Chill Plus having to go for a death pack. He's just taking hits back to back. The Rogue is just getting some cheesy damage out of it. It's gonna hit him with a Howling Blast. Frost Fever rolling on the Rogue. Smoke Bomb to follow him. Does he have the comp points? Again, Pillars is going to be Chill Pills' worst enemy. He needs himself mobility. He needs a Death Advance. He needs himself maybe a Wraith Walk, something, anything, because this Rogue just continuously stabbing right through it, which is super cheesy. It does get the execute. Rogue could be dead. I think as Rogue has no health, he is going to be, oh my god, how did he survive that? Oh my god. That was without cheat death, and the Rogue's passive is just cheating death either way. Viscera's going to be up next. Over for the team 2 as they are missing one, so Sensei or Sivrak gonna have to play like a one-man army. Gonna be a big shatter burst onto Chill Pills. He does get himself the AMS to cover himself for the Eternity Surge, as well as the Breath of Fire, as Viscera goes in for maximum damage. Try to see if he can swing around the corner versus Chill, looking to use the Icy Claws to slow him down. Got himself the double hover, but he can't quite catch up to him just yet. Chill Pills just avoiding his Dragon Rage ability that gives him amplified mastery effect. The stun onto Viscera does go for a trinket. Gonna be interrupt on the Frosty spells, but Viscera has access to red spells, green spells, all kinds of spells. Gonna be Lynchborn, and Chill Pills doesn't want to go sleep time just yet. Big Disintegrates are doing quite a bit of damage to him though, while the Evoker got that hover ability also while available, so he's able to get a little bit of cast over to Chill Pills without being interrupted, as the Obsidian Scales protect him from any kind of spell interrupts. Living Flames are just going to keep applying a bit more damage. Viscera's recovered quite a lot of health, actually looking very healthy, but he's down on every single cooldown right now, so he used everything in order to deal with Chill Pills. Trying to go for a bit of sleep. That's going to be an interrupt, but the Firebreath does get to dodge it last second. Silence out of Viscera, looking to get some damage in. Viscera trying to see if he can get out of there. Going to be that execute with an obliterate, all combining at once, so that's going to be a lot of burst pressure, a lot of the burst damage all at once. A big chunky obliterate together with the execute gonna do a lot. Gonna be Sensei with the Night Fae, trying to see if he can amplify his damage by like 8% while the Night Fae thing is up. It's when on the Chilpas, looking to roll over to him, dragon kicking, and Chilpas is trying to see if he can avoid him. Chain of Ice, blinds, everything he needs in order to keep the monk off of him. He needs to use all of those things just to try to keep the guy at bay. Sensei trying to see if he can close the gap. Fisting over at Chilpas, doesn't get to really lock him down with that Fist of Fury. Slow though, over the parries. Chilpas is going to be able to break past it. Night Fae for Sensei, does he have the damage? Got himself the brew down, so he's got himself the 4 brew. Big defensive wall. That's going to keep him afloat here versus Chilpas for a little bit. Chilpas does rotate into more defenses. He's getting super low. Actually, he just completed the necrotic out on any health that he can gain back. Sensei does choose to actually back up out of there. Looking for a bit of a reheal. Chilpas, I don't really know how much of a reheal he could really get down behind the pillar. He does have Warlock Health from Beastly if he dropped it down earlier. But Chilpas is very, very limited to what he can do defensively. Has IBF, AMS coming back up, has a full bar of runic power, but he needs to take a big hit from Sensei to get any kind of value healing off of that death, of those death strikes. Blind off of that Fist of Fury, looking for a death strike potentially. Does get 1 death strike. And he's just going to try to see if he can range out Sensei a little bit. Leg sweep to follow. Can IBF out of it? He's going to go for stun immediately. Sensei goes in for Strike of the Windlord. Going to be the pet summoned up. Chilpas could sacrifice in case he ever needs to. I think he's just going to hold on to the pet, let it do a little bit of passive damage over Sensei, but then he's going to expunge it, explode it, and take all of its life essence into himself. At the last second, just going to explode it just to get whatever health he can. At 24% dampening, not much healing can really be done at this point. Has himself a Lichborn. But can he somehow reverse it? If he can somehow beat this monk at this low health, first of all, I don't think he can. Second, potentially, maybe, what if? He's going to get some bursts going in. Does he have a stun to follow with Sensei? Got him versus Winter, but that's going to be quick touch of death. There's not much you can do. He tried to see if he can ramp up some burst posts, but that's about all he's got. Beast of Luck is going to be up next as a Destro. Hey, Destro Lock, hey, let's go! Watch Chrysler absolutely obliterating players last night on Destro, and Beast and Locks trying to see if they can make it go as well. What are those daggers? What are those shoulders things around Sensei, actually? I need to take a closer look. Gonna be a leg sweep onto Beastly. Mortal again sent in. Fear right after. He's gonna go for a quick jab as he got himself the Spirit Hand Strike to follow. Into the succubus. You see, Beast Lock's kind of low in health, but he does have Sensei in a good spot. He's gonna go for a couple of instant casts. Definitely needs to get a Cancer Bolt up on at some point. Trick it out of Sensei. Trying to see if he can back up to Beastly. Big kicks with even more spinning crane kicks for Fury to lock him down. Beastly dropping down the Infernal. Does have a wall. Cancer Bolt to follow. Is it gonna be big damage on Sensei? Karma at the last second decided, you know what? I need to find a way to stop him. Locked down by Kevin, but Kevin is gonna go for port. Wait, takes it back. Wait a second. Oh my god, what is going on? In cap. Oh, Kevin does end up slaying it. I was gonna say, like, he ported and then he took him back to the spear and then back and forth, back and forth. I feel like, chat, is it me or did they make that spear even more consistent than ever before? Did it make it more? I feel like the spear is a lot better at holding people in place. I feel like so many abilities back then used to break out a spear. I feel like I can't even vanish out of the spear anymore. I'm pretty sure Rose could. Or maybe near the cloak. And Kevin has given Seavark an opportunity to come back, but it looks like Seavark DC'd completely. Maybe give him like a 30 seconds and see if he returns. Potentially. That's actually quite a bit of damage out of Destro Warlock, by the way. Almost got the monk down. That was rough though. That's definitely a rough one, man. What can you do in that situation, honestly? My game crashed? Okay, Seavark, we're giving you a chance. Kevin, wait 30 more seconds for this man. If he's just unable to come back, we'll just you know, just sweep, just fold Seavark like a t-shirt and pull it in the corner. Hold on, wait, maybe? Hellbar lit up. Potentially returned. Kevin, if he doesn't return, man, you're gonna have to be on clean duty, man. I know it's like you don't want to attack a man who's help us, but like you're gonna have to be the guy to clean him up. Looks like Seavark returned, got himself the buffs and everything. Kevin being an honorable boy as always. What a fantastic gentleman. Honestly, even if Kevin loses the duel right here, this man is already a hero in my books. He just gave this man an honor duel. He could have just walked in and killed him, and I wouldn't even be mad at him. Because it's part of the 5v5 duel. The guy did see, you know, what can you really do? Does try to go for a reflect versus Seavark. I'm not sure what he reflected, but I was the Kyrian setup, and Seavark tried to see if he could go for a big go. Does get himself a juke out onto the cast. Mad damage, and oh my god! What was that? What was that arcane blast? I'm sorry, huh? I'm sorry, what? I'm sorry, I need a replay for that one. Arcane Mage, dude. My goodness. What an unstoppable force that is. That was quick. Jesus Christ, Light Power is going to be up next. My man, Pancake. Yo, good luck, my guy. You walk into CVAC, not the easiest guy to walk into a duel. Good luck. We watched Paladins play yesterday as well, by the way. They have a tall order, it feels like, in 1v1s. They're probably good in 2s and 3s, or somewhat okay in 2s and 3s, but they definitely have a tall order in 1v1s. They don't have it easy, I think. At least so far from what I've seen. Trick out Light Power decided, you know what, I think I need to make a play. That is going to be a stun onto CVAC. Does get a long range stun too. That's going to be a nice one to lock down CVAC. Does have all the time. Big blast on the lag rate. Oh my god, oh no, oh! Why we didn't get to watch it? That was a barrage at the end. Okay. Well, oh, alright. Wow. I wish I could see it. That was so fast. If you blink, you miss it. Literally. Gonna be Shatters? I love that chest piece, by the way. That robe with the cloak, it looks so good. Look like a primalist. 404 bubble not found, dude. Bubble. As if that's gonna save you from the hand of God that is CVAC, such of the Magi. You know what I mean? Jesus Christ. CVAC is able to at least get 2 in a row. I'm super early on the geared. I'll give Pancake. I'll give my man. You also walking against CVAC. This guy just obliterated a guy before you, and he just did the same thing to you. Like, there's not much you can do about it. Trying to go for Radiant Spark. Is that going to be an interrupt? This way, Shatters needs to get a kick. Gonna be Radiant Spark off of the breath. Knock back on the Shatters. Does he go for Big Burst? Trying to go for Blast. Second Blast. Big Barrage. Oh my god, this man can just do it consistently. I think CVAC figured out the one shot. Oh my god, yeah. I don't care how geared or under geared you are. I don't think you can stop that. Well then. Huh. I wonder if there's gonna be any more class tuning come Tuesday. Because otherwise, arcade mages are looking kind of good, not gonna lie. Let's get another one going here, boys. I told you at the beginning, Team 2 was missing a man, but one of them had to play as a one-man army, and CVAC brought it to the table in the most literal way possible. Let's get ourselves another duel going, boys, yeah? Another team up and running, yeah? Dude, that's a hell of a start, man. That's how you start the evening. Look at that. I mean, oh, Bubble doesn't red is arcane stop you from losing 8 seconds longer than you would have lost. Okay. No. Like a perfectly timed Bubble or a Bop, like we yesterday was seeing it. Happy New Year to you, Solar. Happy New Year, friend. Happy New Year. Hell yeah. You EU boys in particular, you guys already celebrating. Have fun. Just don't drive. Whatever you do. Don't be driving. Just get a buddy to drive you. Whatever you got, man. Whatever you gotta do. Have fun, but have fun safely. I still want to be able to chit chat with you boys. Come on, man. Take it easy. But have fun. Show towns for CVAC. Yo, CVAC was supposed to him in Discord. You guys are more than welcome to, or you can maybe message him on Discord. He's generally don't like crowd the boy, but he's generally a really nice guy. He's generally receptive for like questions and stuff. I'm sure you'll be able to get back to you boys when you get time. I bet Mitch Jones would walk over CVAC. Oh, come on, Stefan. Come on, my man. You don't got to be pinning the two greats against each other. Don't get me wrong. People know about Mitch Jones, but more people need to know about my man CVAC, right? Just, dude, I've talked to CVAC. I've interacted with this guy before. For how nice this guy is, for how chill he is, for how hard working he is at Arcane, whether it's good, whether it's bad. Like, he doesn't deserve that, man. Like, there's some people out there that just got like a big ass ego and they're just absolute dicks to people, where it's like, okay, like they're kind of not really nice. So I guess like it's even then it's not fair, right? Even then you shouldn't do that either. But like, hey, Foster 5, Chicago got a group. Let's go. Night King, let me know if you got a group. Nick, let me know if you got a group. I don't know if Chicago's just taking over for another group or whatnot. But yeah, CVAC is definitely not one of those guys, man. He's way too nice to deserve that kind of stuff, honestly. I would love to see Mitch Jones and CVAC go up against each other 1v1, like in the most respectable way. You know what I mean? Took over for Nick, sounds good. But yeah. Message for me, Zarya. I can see why people like Zarya. Yeah, Zarya's good. Zarya's good. Like, whatever you say about Zarya, like, he's a good mage. He does well. He plays really, really well. You know what I mean? He has hit a really high rating. He tries to be very, very helpful with his guides. He also has like a whole like lifestyle of like promoting good, you know, personal health, taking care of yourself, all that good stuff. Like, how can you get mad at that? You know what I mean? You really can't, I don't think. Might have to replace me. Ain't gonna be doing good. Pancake, you're more than welcome to give it a couple of goes, man. Don't worry about it. Intermediate 3s of the season. I queued intermediate 3s a lot of the season. I bet. But CVAC would win. Mitch is good, Please watch, takes away too many break, to be honest. I watched to. I feel like the most, like Mitch Jones at his peak versus Seaback at his peak. I feel like it'd be a really fun match to watch, man. I feel like it'd be a lot of big brain plays. Mitch always was the kind of guy that would take risks though, so I feel like he would either win or lose by the risk, but that's what would really come down to. And I won't be able to tell you who would win. It's like a 50-50 split. Not being watched by Shadowlands. I know, right? All of us have been washed, man. I've been washed over with grief over bad expansion. And I'm trying to, like, you know, clean myself up, dude. I'm on that cleanup duty, chat. Does it try to be the best anymore? Is this thing you just like doing meme one-shot builds? I think it's a fun. I think it's a really fun, in my opinion. So Chicago got a group. Does Night King have a group, my man? If you need a group, if you got a group, let me know. Looks like Chicago has a group with Tank, Seavark, all them boys in. Do we have a second group with my man Night King, or do I need to take over? Night King, let me know. Chill, let me know. If you need to invite you, and I can like take over hosting the group and getting boys in there, I can do that too. Happy New Year's, Dalio Billy. Happy New Year, my guy. Hope you have a good one, man. Celebrate, have some fun. Make sure you don't drive yourself. Korbeck is a lock, right? Yeah, Korbeck is. I haven't watched Korbeck in a bit, but I've seen some thumbnails from him of him like playing Wrath. So I don't know, man. It's kind of nice to see that Korbeck is at least enjoying like the classic version of the game, which is cool. He was on a bit of that Final Fantasy 14 grind, so I thought it was really good because I remember when you like stopped playing WoW and started doing other videos and stuff of other games, and it was just like a hodgepodge of other stuff. And I was like watching it for a while, but then it's like at some point I just got different interests, and it's just like it's good to see him like he's you know still doing stuff, and he seems to be like, enjoying what he's doing. Is a friend of mine? Yeah. Now that would be a duel. Korbeck versus Seavark. Oh yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, Korbeck in his prime, like a Mr. Pandaria Korbeck, where he's just absolutely blasting boys left and right. Like 1v3 was like it was like a minimum that he would post. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Yeah. So let me know, Chilled, if you need a group or not. That or just started a second group. So we know Chicago won, but do we have a group with Night King? You haven't messaged me or anything, so I have no idea, my guy. Or did that group just fall apart and I just need to host another one? Let me know. Because I can get some boys in here. We can probably host some groups. Chill has 5 and Chicago's 5. Oh, we good then? Okay, I had no idea. All right, I guess that works out for me. Night King and Chicago. Is Chicago with a Q or a Q? I don't remember anymore. No Kudan? One? Yeah, I think it's with a Q, isn't it? Chicago. There we go. For some reason, I used to know that you were with a Q. I used to know that in the back of my mind for like ever. And then for some reason, I just started forgetting. I'm getting old, man. Getting old. I'm almost in my like 50s. Wow. Chill is a fight. Okay. I talked before. I kind of discussed the idea of some of the videos. Working on one right now. His idea for a segment. I don't know how to approach it. I sent him a message, explained it in my head, and asked him how he would approach it. Saying you put in the head together in a minute. We got some in progress. So good. Yeah, man. I mean, that's one way to like really find a way to like rationalize a video idea. Is to talk to somebody else who's done it before, right? Somebody who's got that creative mind, and they can usually like help you stir your brain a little bit, and maybe like something will come out, help you concoct something good out of it. Yeah. Alrighty, boys, let's get us another one go. We got us a full 5-man teams on each. Oh my goodness. I like the variety we got for classes, by the way, too. There's a lot of it, man. One of every class, I think. I don't even think we have a duo. I think we have maybe 2 enhancement shamans. That's about it. That's actually pretty awesome, man. Hell yeah, that's what I love to see. Have some fun tonight, boys. Switch. We got ourselves BC Locks over for the team 1. What did that camera do just now? BC Locks over for the team 1 with Chilpas. Also on a bit of a stand by Kevin. Looks like he's going to be first up as an arms warrior. Very brave to go up in that arms. We got Shadowrus on the back as a Hampton Shaman together with Shadow Mage, which is Shadow Sage. I literally got it wrong. Knight is going to be first up as a Feral Druid. Going for the opener. Going to be immediate Stormbolt out of Kevin, though. I'm not really sure why Knight swapped out of a bear or out of cat form for a second, but it's going to be bear form with Thorns. Kevin just trying to see if he can take that big old hammer. It can blast it out. Knight does go for the interrupt on the Kamok while they're in bear form. Did he try to go for like self heal? While in Bear, Wall, Thorns trying to go for a bit of a bash, which Kevin couldn't quite do it. There's going to be a trick out of Nightness charged by Kevin Land, who's got him to the parry. So Nightness can't even go a counter offensive. He just popped his whole cooldown defensively. All he can really do is run, maybe go back and barefoot, but like, what is he really going to do in order to stay alive? Charge over Nightness has to go down. What is second Stormbolt? Doesn't man just die right here? Barskin? Is that going to be it? Does he just go down, try to go for a bit of a frenzied regen? Kevin just got him on the ropes. Try to see if he can charge over to Kevin. Does he have a stun potentially? Kevin needs another charge. Charge execute. Maybe does he have it right here? Oh my god, Nightness. Try to see if he can turn around. Maim. No way you survive that, right? No way you live that. Wait a second. Hold on. Kevin charges around the corner. Does he get to catch up to him? Needs sliding side of the Feral Giant. Does catch up for a second. Quick route to follow. Big executes. Can you just slam me? Just pulverizing this Feral Giant. But the tough Bear Fur just keeping him alive. How are you still alive? Stormbolt out of Bear form. Perfect for Kevin. I think he's just going to commit through the Thorns. Blade Storm right after. Nightness still has a little bit of health to work with. Kevin is getting kind of low on health of his own as Thorns are just continue to prick at him over and over. Steals him. Oh my god, finally. He just did a one big crit execute. He had him so low for so long. Oh my god, man. Oh my goodness, Kevin. Who's next? Is it going to be Viserys? Does Kevin have some second wind? I don't know if Kevin got second wind, but he's going to charge out towards Sereth with the reflect immediately. He needs to make sure you lock it down the Evoker as best as possible. Does that a super strike just now? Spear into Evoker, can't really go anywhere. This is where Kevin needs to play it very, very carefully. Evoker trying to see if he can make sure to aim the Fire Breath. Big Dragon's Rage, Dragon's Deep Breath onto Kevin. Kevin got nothing left, and that's going to be quick as it comes by the Evoker. As he got himself the full mastery, a quick strangulate by the Death Knight. The Sleepwalk is going to get interrupted. Viserys can swap out to red spells in case he wants to get himself a little bit more output. Chill Pills does use full cooldowns at the ready. IBF not letting him really go, or I think it was Dust Advance that didn't really let him go anywhere. Didn't get knocked up. Lecherborn, in order to break out of the sleep, Viserys just played it very defensively, tried to avoid Chill Pills as best as they can. Big slow into Chilled. The man's playing it very, very defensively, using that running power in order to get some Death Coil heals. Trying to yoink Viserys over. But the man is just not going to be going down anytime soon. Does try to go for an interrupt. That's going to be a miss. Chilpas, if he's going to be out in the open, he could potentially get CC'd or locked down by burst of Viserys. But Evoker won't have big damage to these for like a while. Got himself the Shroud, so he's immune to CC. Could go for the Obsidian Scales too, in order to make sure he can't really be interrupted. Going to be an AMS, but Chill Pills, so he's able to avoid that sleep effect completely. Can do some damage, but he can't really lock down Viserys at all. Deep Breath, it's not really going to do that much damage to Chill Pills. I think that AMS really helping him stay alive for as long as possible. Strangulate as Viserys goes in for a bit of a heal. Viserys may just have to go Obsidian Scales and just start self-healing himself. Could be a stun on Chill Pills, trying to see if he can root the Death Knight for a little bit. Going to be Wraith Walk into a sleep immediately. Try to go for recovery. Chill Pills doesn't really have much in order to deal with the CC from Viserys for a little bit. Big Shatter, Disintegrate is going to do a bit of damage. Chill Pills just trying to be proactive, just sacrificing that Risen Ghoul early on in order to make sure he's staying and keep himself healthy as he got himself full bar runic power. So any offensives from Viserys, he's just going to be able to turn around with some death strikes. The harder he gets hit by Viserys too, the more healing he's gonna do. It's already surged by the Evoker with the sleep on the Chilpas looking for a bit of recovery. Chilpas could potentially be in a bad spot. That's gonna be full mastery burst coming up from the Viserys very soonish. Trying to go for a bit of Disintegrate, gonna go for the hover for mobility, Living Flame while scouts are up so you cannot be interrupted. Trinket could still keep casting, gonna be a knockback for Chilpas just a second. Try to go for as much self-healing as he can. Big mastery burst at the ready. Chilpas better be careful with that AMS. Big breath by Viserys, which a deep breath on Chilpas could be in big trouble. The man I think could be going down. Massive Shadow Chilpas, AMS to follow. Viserys trying to play defensively. It's gonna get interrupted. That's gonna be quite a bit of damage breaking through. It's gonna go for CC immunity. Chilpas looking for a lot of recovery, but still massive Disintegrate from distance. Not much he can do. Big proxy to Chilpas does go for a death pack right now, but he's just unable to really heal himself out of Viserys, putting in the pressure, trying to go on the offensive right now if they can. Interrupted into more blue magic. Just could not get CC. Oh my goodness. Viserys does take down Chilled. I think it's the first time we've seen an Evoker take down a Death Knight like that. Gonna be asleep on the Shatter immediately. Trick it out of the Shaman though. Viserys trying to go for a bit of a Shatter. Needs to go defensively into a root of the Shatter. Trying to go for Disintegrate. It's gonna get interrupted. Fire Breath is he kind of limited on what he can really do. I think his Wind Strikes are just gonna take him down. Yeah, that is actually some Evoker gameplay right there, man. Nice play from Evoker. I gotta agree. Having access to red spells, blue spells, green, bronze, and black Dragonflight spells gives you so much. Like, as long as you're very fast on the draw, and getting interrupted one of these spells means you still have access to a whole slew of abilities. You know, it's really difficult to lock you down. Breath by Seavark, no chicken for Shadowrisk, so Seavark can have himself a proper go versus Shadowrisk. Try to go for the Arcane Surge, maybe look at to knock him back. Actually, looks like he kind of messed it up. Still freeze onto Shadowrisk. I think Seavark is just gonna go for a reset until he go again. I think he was trying to get himself a better angle so he could knock Shadowrisk into a freeze as he goes in for a big setup, and then he goes in for the Kyrian, and then he tries to get himself a big go. I think he's just gonna try to see if he can play defensively for Shadowrisk. Actually, that's a good opportunity to recuperate cooldowns and potentially get himself a better answer where Seavark knows what to expect. He's going to expect a breath into a ring, into a knockback, so if you can be very, very careful with it, it's going to be okay. He knows it's all going to start with the polymorph, trying to see if he can get an interrupt on it. And Seavark actually does get a juke him out an interrupt. There's potential where Seavark could just go for big damage. Does he get to put out the pull stops? A Radiant Spark. Shadowrisk knows exactly what to expect. That's going to be some damage out of Seavark. Does Shadowrisk have any more defensive? Massive Arcane Blast 1. But he does get to survive it. Gonna be that Dwarven Rachel. I think maybe even removing the Kyrian ability. They gave him big demo, but still, barrages are going to be deadly. Does Shadowrisk have enough to survive this here? Trying to see if he can stop Seavark in place. Let's see what barrage to follow. Does have a barrage hitting him? But oh my god, it's so close. He's so dead. Missiles will do it, maybe. No, he don't. Not yet. Barrage doesn't do it enough yet. Oh, but the Fire Blast does finish him. My goodness, man. Oh my god. My goodness, chat. That is something right there. That was something. That was so clutch, so close. Shadowrisk, he knew exactly what to expect, but you have to be very careful dealing with the Arcane Mage. If you interrupt the wrong ability and let some of that burst go through, there's only so much you can do with it. Gonna be immediate second BCC as Beast Locks trying to be a little bit more proactive with his control. Immediately dropping in a boulder into Seavark's head. He does go for a trinket, trying to get himself a bit of Arcane Missiles, but he's gonna be kept warm with that Infernal for a while. Trying to see if he can separate away from the Infernal as well as the Succubus. If he can keep both those pets away from him, that's limiting damage he's taking, but also limits the amount of CC he can take. There's going to be a shadowy portal opening in, though, trying to go for a bit of an invis. He has a dot routing him down, and that shadow portal is going to chip away at his shields little by little, even if he's behind the pillar. This is going to make it very difficult for him to really get himself a proper reset. Got himself the ultra time in case he's going to be in a bad spot. Mortal sent in by Beastly. Gonna be Seavark trying to see if he can avoid Beastly into a Ring of Frost. Does he get to do it? Knocked him, but he actually went over the ring. It's like if you Z-axis a little bit too high up, it actually makes you immune. Big damage on the Seavark. Does he get to take down Beast Locks down? Trying to go for a big Arcane Blast. Does he get to do it? Barrage doesn't do it quite enough. The damage he needs. Double Arcane up to follow. Beastly does escape the execute phase for just a second. He's not quite in that execute range. I think he needs to be about 35% health to be in the execute phase. And Seavark is going to back up, get himself tricked in power, which should let him have a whole nother go versus Beastly again. Big blink, just trying to see if he can get away from him. Give it the pet away. That's going to be big breath on the Beastly. Does he have himself a big barrage to follow? Potentially. Beastly had no health whatsoever. Barrage doesn't quite do it. Missiles. Barrage yet again. Another moment of missiles. And Seavark just kept fighting through it, kept trucking through it. My goodness, he got no health whatsoever unless Shadow Sage gives him a proper opportunity to reset. I don't think Seavark is going to have an easy time. He definitely needs to go for like an invis, poly onto Shadow. But as long as the man got dots and he's able to cleanse Seavark off any kind of like buffs, it's going to be difficult for Seavark to find himself a proper reset. Let's go for an invis. Tweet immediately. Shadow Sage knows more or less which direction to head into. Shadow Crash around the corner. I don't know if that connected with Seavark. It may have. But it looks like by his shield's not depleting. Potentially not. Nova by Seavark. Try to do whatever he can in order to get away from Shadow Sage. He needs that line of sight. Whenever Shadow Sage has a line of sight at Seavark, he just infect him with all the dots and not let him go anywhere at all. This is establish control early on. Polymorph onto Shadow. Trinket to follow. Seavark does have an opportunity here. Now that Shadow Sage trinketed, this is where you can potentially make a big play. Knocking him back. Trying to go for Arcane Surge. No more silence, so you can't really stop you. Interrupted him on Shadow. Perfect opportunity. Seavark comes some big blaster. Oh my god. He even stole his PI. He even stole his PI. My god, I was going to say, like, you had to go quick with that burst. You had to be fast. And Seavark took the PI and it was like, mine. Viserion got two? Viserion got two? I guess Viserion did get the Warrior right before that. And then he got Lich King, Night King, Chill Pills. Oh my goodness. All right. That's a hell of a duel. Let's get another one going here, boys. Let me know when your groups are ready. Yeah, Nick or Chicago as well as Night King. Let me know when boys are good to go. Hopefully Chicago will actually get a chance to play though. At least for one of these. Was there got them both? Yeah, I completely missed it out, I guess. Completely skipped that one in my mind. I didn't even know. But that's awesome. Hell yeah. I was thinking for a second, like, well, Viserion got, I for some reason I thought Viserion and Shield had a duel, but that's about all I remembered. I completely forgot about. Yeah, I remembered Kevin and Feral, but then my mind skipped like the whole Evoker and Warrior. That's pretty nutty. Going to Arcane Blast, nice class. Dude, you think they're gonna be doing something with it, Seavark? I feel like I kind of hope they don't, because Arcane Mage has been in such a bad spot for so long, but I could see them like tone down a portion of it. No, probably not. You don't think they're gonna do anything at all? Man. Yeah, I kind of hope they don't, because again, I kind of like Arcane being good, like them being deadly. I feel like, I wonder if there's a way they can like tone down some of that burst or some part of that while keeping it strong, because I feel like the reason why it's so good is because of the high damage that it does, you know? It's like high A tier into real teams. It's like high A tier into real teams. Most of they'll do is probably nerf Execute again. I hope not. I hope not. I feel like Execute is one thing that really gives you like some kind of like a uniqueness to having an Execute window, because other mages don't have an Execute. Arcane mobility and before its damage. That's something that could maybe be talked about Night King. That could be interesting. Okay, that's a pretty good point. Tell Chicago if Nightness I'll BRB. Can I tell Chicago to invite Nightness I'll BRB? Okay, yeah. Chicago, I think, got a group right now, right? Trying to look for more. You guys want to join in? Hold on. 5? Or not? Chicago, let me know if you need more. If you need my help inviting more people. Because Night King is ready. Another mobility on the Yo. Have the classes have some mobility. That is true. A lot of classes do have mobility. I don't know, man. I guess the question is, what would they nerf if they did nerf something? Chicago join duels. Wait, Chicago, are you hosting these in LFG or in custom PvP or in Raid's Legacy? Because I can host it for you in Raid's Legacy. The reason we do it in Raid's Legacy is so we can get. I try to invite a monk and the listen to fast. Oh, you're good. So monk, whoever Chicago's trying to invite, you can join back in. It's up to 6. Oh, did I? Thank you for catching it, Sanchez. I am dumb, big dumb, no good, brain no good, brain no work, brain bad, brain rotted. You know what I mean? It's like, remember those Knolls and Brackenhide and like decay? I literally have a brain decay, bro. It's pretty bad. I'm 50 going on 60. I'm getting old. My goodness. All right, we're good. I love that arena, by the way. Knockdown was awesome. I think that arena slaps. I love the environment. It's so bright. Over this side by me. Good. Can we disconnect for Arcane? I guess so. But I think that's not even a problem with Arcane shows. I think more or less maybe like from your angle, I think it's more a problem with like Frost DK. I feel like they could maybe use a little bit more loving. Whoever's over at Blizzard just to give you guys some loving out there. Not like the weird kind of loving, but just like a like visiting your grandparents kind of like loving. You know what I mean? Like the wholesome kind. Unless. Hey, for future, have a good one. Yo, thanks so much, Layfac. Yo, how's 2023, man? How's 2023? Is it any good? Has it gotten better? Or is it still like more or less the same, but just like at least we have Dragonflight? Like, how is it? Dude, I'm loving Dragonflight, by the way. I was just so worried that Dragonflight, like, what if this thing doesn't pan out well? So far, it's been such a good expansion. I've been having so much fun with it. My God, I'm enjoying these duels a lot, too. Like, this is fun. I love how you guys are exploring different builds and trying stuff. My God, dude. Imagine how many builds you can make. Twitch. We got us as Kevin Landers over for the team 1. On that team, we got us as Shadowers and the Shaman, Shadow Sage, and Shadow Shield builds, and Beastie Locks. Chip is going unholy that time. Kevin, where's the Seavark off the bat? Kevin knows exactly what to expect. Gonna be a minute business from Seavark. Trying to get for Radiant Spark. Does Kevin have a go here? Knocking back the Warrior. Big Arcane Blast. Barrage. Oh my God, there's just so much. Damn it, Seavark is unleashed. Somebody's gonna have to find a way to stop this man. Gonna be a stone on to Seavark. Shadow Sage does have a silence. He can purge all the buffs of Seavark. Try to see if he can catch up to him. If he can potentially go for silence, all that shit to power, deny him any kind of cooldowns, he will be in a great spot. Mind Games to follow. Arcane missiles right after. Seavark just sending out the bowling balls over in Shadow Sage with a bunch of missiles right after. Big Ring of Frost. Just trying to establish control. Stealing the PI from Shadow. At this point, Shadow might as well not even use PI. Trying to see if he can remove it from Seavark. He realized his mistake. Shadow Void Orb almost crashing kind of next to the door where Seavark was. Shadow Crash, blink it past it. Got himself the big Kyrian go. Gonna be a silence on the Shadow Sage. Seavark trinketing it just to make sure he got himself the biggest burst. Trying to go for a big barrage right after. Is it gonna be huge? Decent barrage. Touch of the magic is built up. Going to be dispersed before the damage ramps up even further. Let's see if I can just continue to punish him with those barrages back to back. Shadow Sage almost got knocked into the ring of fire, but not quite. Mind games on the Seavark. Did he cancel it? Oh, he might have actually canceled his own mind games. Did he? I was hard to tell. I couldn't tell if he finished the cast or not. Maybe he's holding on to it for later. Also, you're running swap. Is this man going to swap? Normally, we don't really have like CyberPowerPC swapping in 1v1s because they're usually plenty survivable. But if this man wants to try a swap, I mean, I wouldn't say no. Nobody's in line inside of you though. Ring of Fire is literally on the pillar. Breath onto Shadow as he got himself full blood eruption. He's gonna go for a trinket before he gets CC'd by Seavark, but he's better be very, very careful. I don't know if he's got himself the greater fate in order to remove damage, but he may be in a bit of a tight spot. Trying to go for launch the lights, but that's gonna be Seavark taken out, I think, with a barrage sent in at the back of those missiles, just to make sure he can cover that approach with a barrage immediately towards Beast. Locks is playing that destruction. Could he go Demonology, honestly? He played Demonology last week, I think. Would it be a big burst out of Seavark trying to go for the Curing setup versus Beastly, but looks like he decided, you know what, maybe I need to kind of steady my damage. He's going to try to get interrupted by the Fell Hunter as best as he can. Inferno slamming down on his head as it's going to be an ultrasound for Seavark. Maybe the Fellhound can somehow remove the buff of the ultra time from Seavark. But looks like it's not going to happen. Beastly is going to try to see if he can summon a portal or two versus Seavark. This way, Seavark going to retreat behind completely. Did get a wall as well as a dark backed out of Beastly. So that's a lot of defenses. All these pets around. True portals slamming at him. He's going to take the damage no matter even if he hides behind the pillar, since portals are going to seek you out either way. But at least he's able to avoid the pets. If he can somehow get a polymorph onto the main pet to control it, he'll be in a pet's next spot. Just kind of using the pet, trying to see if he can bait a kick out of Beastly. But as the pet gets frozen, maybe it could be an opportunity for Seavark to have a go. Try to see if he can freeze the pet. If the pet is frozen, Beastly can't really do much about it. Gonna be another portal at Seavark, but it's got himself full burst. Beastly can't really go anywhere. More to call at the ready, but unless he's got mobility to escape Seavark, he may be in a bit of trouble. The pet is nowhere nearby. Got himself a big dark back to the ready. Maybe the pet could get the angle to interrupt one of those missiles, but it looks like trying to go for the trap. Couldn't quite do it. Reflect this off onto Beastly. Does go for a havoc towards Seavark. It looks like Seavark is gonna go for an invis, trying to recover for food. Beastly is rotating his defenses really, really well. He is just so tanky. Seavark needs to find a way, good angle versus him. Trying to send out some missiles. Barrage to follow maybe? Does he get a big barrage? It's a cool big cooldowns out of Seavark. Full arcane, what is it, surge ready? Big barrage is chipping away at him? Dude, even those barrages that are not empowered, they just get you to chip away. He does about 150% more damage on those barrages. Does get a portal. That's going to be a barrage. And again, Beast had no health. More to call, but that barrage with a fire blast takes him out. That is a rough one. Quick breath on the shadows right after. Immediately Trick is trying to be super hyper aggressive, super extra proactive versus the arcane mage, but the mage, he's just gonna back up out of there. He needs to either try to see if he can get a kick out of Shadow Wrist and juke that kick so he can get his 1 PvP buff. Chat, remind me, what is the name of that PvP buff that casters have right now that allows them to like have an immunity to CC and faster casting speed and immunity to interrupts? Is it premonition? Whenever you juke a kick, you get like a bit of like an immunity for everything. Not damage, oh, that's it. That premonition, I think it's it. Right? Precognition, that's what it is. For some reason known as premonition. Big burst on the Seavark, trying not to get interrupted. Shadows is on a kick for a while. Is it going to be instant cast damage for Seavark? Does he have the burst to follow? Going to be a big old static totem that's going to be able to break right through fairly quickly. Quick and Viz, trying to see if he can escape Shadow Wrist. Trying not to get too close to the Enhancement Shaman because Enhanced got quite a bit of burst. Seavark is going to try to view around the corner, trying to maybe kite him into that Ring of Frost. Can't quite do it. He is going to end up walking into it with that Earth Elemental. As Seavark able to build up a bit of damage from the missiles on the totem. Is going to go for a big blaster versus Shadow Wrist. Does he have any potential pressure right afterwards? Going to be a Ring of Fire in one end, as it is a sentence out of Shadow Wrist. Trying to get counter-aggressive versus Seavark. If you got himself the big damage, you could potentially make something work here. That is a lot of output for Shadow Wrist. I think he needs to go counter-aggressive if he can. Let's see if I'm trying to see if we can potentially avoid him. Going to be invis. I think even a shadow build for this second. As he's trying to get Shadow Wrist to get a little bit closer. Breath into that Curian setup. That's himself a big go. Missiles right after. That's going to be Shadow Wrist with the touch of the magic frozen out in the open. That's going to be able to break out of it very quickly with Seavark going in with a shit power. Get himself a lot of cooldown reduction. As the mage setting up a ring of fire into the doorway. Shadow Wrist looking to catch up to him. Ring of Frost stopping his approach. Freezing him as well as all of his raptors. And Seavark is looking to reposition, actually taking a bit of a back step into this arena for a moment, looking to get some cooldowns back. I think maybe waiting for the invis to make sure he gets a proper approach. Maybe for image, I don't even know if he's running mirror images, honestly. It looks like maybe not. I haven't seen him use it once. but maybe with the talents you play right now, you want to get super aggressive, and maybe you're banking for that invis better than anything else, and shields, so maybe you just don't even take images anymore as a mage. That's actually kind of interesting. I don't see a lot of mages take images, at least in the duels. CyberPowerPC is going to back up, trying to get himself a little bit of food. A Shadow is does himself plenty of self-survivability. There's going to be missiles from around. Wait, how are you hitting him with the missiles around the corner like that? What was that? It looked like you were hitting him through the grate for a second. I like it was maybe just me. Shadowist could potentially push in. He does have wall available, and if he can line up a proper interrupt, he could be in a good spot. CyberPowerPC is going to be put out in the open. Maybe Shadowist could go for a Sunder, missing that Sunder onto CyberPowerPC, and CyberPowerPC trying to just avoid him with invis, kind of trying to predict where he's going to go. Big Ring of Fire with a Ring of Frost. Shadowist is going to want to escape it immediately as a big blaster comes out. CyberPowerPC is going to go for Radiant Spark as Shadowist is completely slowed down, trying to go out in the open, but it's going to be instant cast Arcane Blast, wall available for Shadowist, trying to see if he can reduce the damage. Big touch of the magic. Oh, what is that barrage? The man was at about 40% health. I thought he was just dead. I'm sorry, huh? That barrage just absolutely obliterated that guy. My goodness. Yo, purge armor. I think that man tried to purge, but I think he needs to use every global for either doing damage to pressure saver behind the pillar, that or survivability. I don't even know if he's really got much of like an opportunity to even press a purge just to remove a buff. You know what I mean? Oh, was that an interrupt by the pet? Looked like someone just tried to interrupt CyberPowerPC and got the precognition buff for a second. Is it the main pet that tried to like? Is it when the pet charges to you? Hold on. I think the main pet, when he does the leap, it counts as an interrupt. Even because normally he doesn't leap, he doesn't charge as an abomination, and that gives him like a big old kick. But when it's a normal little ghoul, when he does a normal leap, I think that also the game counts that as an interrupt as well. Or am I wrong on that? Because I feel like he got the precognition buff at a random moment. I wonder if you could use that versus Chilpas, right? Like kite the pet away. Chilpas goes in for burst, trying to lock down CyberPowerPC. The pet leaps in. CyberPowerPC is then free to cast, and he just can go for full rotation onto chills. That could be an opportunity. Stun onto the mage, just trying to go for a Breath Nova on Chilpas, trying to see if he can evade the undead ghoul as well as the Death Knight himself. Chilpa's actually taking a bit of damage though. He's gonna go for an Ice Bug, looking for like he's gonna get a lot of recovery. Yeah, it looks like the main pet when it charges into you, I think it can actually give you the buff of precognition. But it doesn't look like CyberPowerPC is playing into an Ice Block that gives him healing. So this could actually put him behind. He doesn't have a lot of ways to keep himself alive here. Might be in a bad spot. And that's going to be an execute, but shield. Oh my goodness, the mage was on an absolute rampage. But as soon as you put a Death Knight, a class that's designed to be anti-caster heavy, I mean, there it goes. That was insane. Not Bis raised the Assassination Rogue is going to be up next. Skin shot locked down on Chilpas, but he does go for a human rage shell with a stun on Not Biz. Trying to see if he can control him and keep him away, but the Rogue is going to chase after the Death Knight, separating away from the army of these ghouls. But he's trying to see if he can avoid him with an evasion, but there's only so much he can really do. Got him some advantage, but still diseases are on him. Trying to see if he can potentially escape behind the pillar. Can he do it though? Chilpas needs to get the ghouls back over there, but they all start fading as they're not long for this world whenever we summon an entire army with the apocalypse. This race does still have a dot on him, and that ghoul, the main ghoul, is going to be able to start gnawing on his exposed bones, literally. As Chilpas does get himself a death pack, going for a little bit of a health recovery. Not in a great spot right now. Kidney Shot is going to be deadly for him. IBF to break out of it, and is going to go for a blind onto Biz. I think he got himself that execute too, did he? Yes, it did. Those executes are going to be really deadly. If you can just put an execute on you, it's going to have a bit of a delay, but it does a decent amount of damage. Together with the diseases that are just rotting you down. Not Miss, I think, may just be going down. Literally died to dots. He literally died to the diseases. Big execute, ramp up diseases, it's over. Viscera is going to be up next. The Evoker out here trying to see if he can purge the Scourge in the Alex Strauss's burning fiery flame of cleansing. And there's going to be Chilpas trying to see if he can avoid him. Chilpas doesn't have much in terms of cooldowns. AMZ as well as AMS is available. Can summon up the big Abomination and potentially could go for a full apocalypse. So if you could just leave Viserys over there with all of these ghouls, he could potentially just lock him down and get some good damage. But Viserys backing up out of there. He says the A-bomb is going to retreat entirely. Chilpas does not have a lot of ways to really recover his health besides healing, which is going to be hard at 57% dampener. That or Death Pact in order to give himself a bit of a gamble with that necrotic. That or maybe sacrifice the pet, but it's very, very limiting. Full disintegrate on the Chilpas. If Serge looking for a little bit of healing, dampening is high, but it is an Evoker with a lot of healing output. He got Living Flames, he got the Emerald Blossom, he can do that Verdant Embrace. So it's a lot of self-healing, plus also fairly strong cooldowns. But he's taking a bit of the damage from the pets. I think it's going to be Chillpill's winning strategy. Is stick some pets onto Viscera, let the dows do work, let the pets do work, and hope that'll be enough. Gonna be an interrupt onto Viscera, try to go for a knockup on the Chillpills. Blind onto Viscera, letting the diseases to work with an execute. Oh my god, that execute! Well timed, well lined up. iFox gonna be up next. Try to see if he can walk into Chillpills. That's gonna be Death and Decay singeing their toes a little bit. Chillpills looking for a bit of recovery. Take a bit of damage from Viscera, and he's gonna take that damage taken and try to go for a couple of death strikes. Stun onto iFox. Needs to send the pets over there onto iFox. Needs to keep him away. Silence on the Chillpills. Maybe in a bit of trouble. Kind of limited what he can really do. Trying to get some damage broken through post iFox, but iFox does end up executing him. I didn't realize Chillpills was the last man left in that team too. He goes in for Seawork with 4. Chillpill's bringing it back with 3, man. I mean, this Arcane Mage absolutely blasting the entire team. But walking into a class that's anti-caster heavy, that's the only thing that can stop him in place. And Chillpill's played really, really well with the Rogue going for the Execute Diseases. Did the same thing with the Evoker too. And it looked like maybe one more character, one more person. Who was it? I guess Seawork too. Well, I think Seawork was like on his last leg by the end of it though. Well done, though. Let's get another one going, man. I feel like Chicago's still yet to play the game, by the way. Absolutely yet to play the game. He's hosting these duels, trying to be a good sport about it. But it's like, yo, at some point, I gotta get a chance. Maybe you guys should just let Chicago go first. At that point, Voka looked like they'd be lagging? Maybe, but hopefully they aren't. If they were lagging, hopefully they're not. What the hell, Mikolai? Why'd you say that? What the? I thought you did great. That's a tough one, man. What do you mean? Trolling the guy, man. 1v4. You suck. 50% damn plus 2, 50% death strike nerds, pathetic gameplay. Ah, man, come on, come on, come on. Yeah, what's it? The dampening is definitely not helping anybody. Definitely not helping anybody. But what can you do, right? What can you do about that one, boys? Yo, let me know if the groups are ready. Chicago is ready. I want to see if Night King needs more. If you guys need to find the group, Night King may be listing himself in raids. I can see that, or he's ready to go. Or just to get you guys in the arena. With that damp disorder healing for 20k. I guess 20k is better than nothing, right? But still, I get you though. I get you. This card as at a Maserati deal yesterday. Yo, B-Dub, is that real? My man, congrats if that's real. Hell yeah. No, it's not. I guess 20k is not a lot compared to our health bars. What is that percentage-wise? 20k, because right now we have like what, 300,000, almost 400,000 health depending on the class. 400,000-ish maybe? But yeah, that's rough. 35 runic power for 20k HP. What about a Frost Strike? How much damage does that do nowadays? I'm wondering if like a Frost Strike will be better at that point. You know? Not saying that it's good, but I'm just saying like, I wonder if that would be better in comparison. Does it do better to Frost Strike and just, I know you're gonna die, but like, at least get him low. But yeah, they're really not keen on Death Knight healing, it looks like. Frost Strike does 17k on average. Man, that's rough. I was hoping maybe there would be like a big Frost Strike build, and there is some stuff you can do with Frost Strikes, but not like a consistent PvP Frost Strike build. I don't think that could work anytime soon. I see Chillpill's in here playing these Duels as Legion, dude. He's been around for a while, man. Chillpill's a champ. 44 Death Strike and 3% damp. How's that bad? Did he heal for 44% Death Strike, or is it like a damage for 44k? Because if it's a Death Strike that hit for 44k, that's pretty good. Chillpill's, let me know how your group is going, my guy, and we'll get another group up running, yeah? Man, 44k heal. Oh, can I crit? I guess in crit, right? Oh, maybe that's when the damage you took, right? The more damage you take, the more it heals for. Is that what that is? Chip was like, so, and just typing up a whole explanation about how Death Strike works. Chip was, please let me know how the groups are. Do you need more? Do you need to invite me so I can do the groups? Like, you could have it out in the chat. Explain what happened. What's up, bro? I hope you have a new year. Much love from Hawaii. What's up, Xander? How you doing, my man? Hope you have a good one. Hey. Seawork obliterated me. Dude, Seawork obliterates the world right now. Arcane is really, really good. Obviously, it's underwhelming in that case scenario, but come on, lol. Kill and blow doubles its effect. Emblem Death Strike during the guys CD heal me for 40k. Was it? With Emblem? Wait, Battlemaster Trinket? Is that what you mean by Emblem? Because I always call it the Battlemaster Trinket. Am I wrong for calling it that? I always called it the Battlemaster Trinket. Because that's how I've known it. I think somebody else also called it the Battlemaster Trinket. And it just stuck with me. Is that what you call it? The Emblem? I always called it BM. Okay, so I'm not the only one then. Good. Because I was going to say, like, technically it probably is the Emblem, right? Battlemaster's Emblem, same thing. Okay, yeah, I always called it, like, I think I heard somebody say Battlemasters in order to give it more health. And I called it that sense. But that's technically is the Emblem, isn't it? I'll call it BM. Yeah. So, okay, I'm not the only one then. Okay, I thought it was weird. Happy New Year from you, Sebastian. Happy New Year, my God. We're greeting that over on the NA in about, what, 6 hours now? 12? Yeah, in like 4 hours it's 10. Yeah, in about less than 6 hours. Man, Happy New Year, boys. Hopefully it'll be a good one, man. New year, hopefully good expansion. BM. Okay, so I'm not the only one then. Good. I thought for some reason, because there are some things where it's like, I call it like Serpent, like the monk ability for like Serpent Kick, the one where they move super far away. Isn't that a PvP talent? Isn't that a talent right now? Oh, where is it? There it is. Flying Serpent Kick. I always call it Dragon Kick. I always call it Dragon Kick so right over. I know it's not like the actual name for it, but I always called it the Dragon Kick. I don't know why. Fort Brew. I keep calling it a wall, but it's technically Fort Brew because they do have other walls. I mean, for a bit, like Damp at Home was the big wall. But now they have like access to all of them. Makes them super tanky, but like still must have tankiness. I always call it Fae. I know it's Fail and Stomp, but I call it like the Night Fae ability. I like the Carrion. I call it stuff Carrion ability. I feel like it's going to be really difficult for me to like coach myself out of that mindset, you know? Like Radiant Spark, I remember by name, but like Divine Troll, I call it the Carrion ability. Rogue ability Resonate, Rogue Carrion ability. It just stuck in my head, man. How do you feel about Soul Shuffle? Hey, I like it, man. I think it's awesome. I love me some Soul Shuffle. By the way, me and your Evoker gotta get some games. I know you said earlier like you like Evoker, gotta get some twos done. I'm down, dude. I'm down. I played with an Evoker the other day. They weren't really super like, they weren't really new to the game. But it's like the amount of healing that class can do even on a new player is just nutty. Nutty. And the CC, Shuffle owns when it works. Shuffle is amazing when you don't have a person leaving. Shuffle is awesome when you don't have long ass queue. Shuffle is fantastic when it works. So all they gotta do is make sure that they fix the queue system for it. They need to fix the people leaving, the punishment system, because they already outlined exactly what they want to do. They paid a blue post before the holidays, but I guess we're waiting for them to get back to the office after the holidays for them to start implementing all these changes. But they have an idea what they want to do. I'm hoping they'll have it implemented before 10.05. That, or if 10.05 comes out early and they have it with 10.05, I'm okay with that too. Had someone leave earlier. Yeah, it's super unfun, man. Especially like me and Athel and a couple of you guys already had that experience when you're in the game and you're winning all of them. You're 5 games winning on 6 games and someone leaves. Because there's one guy that lost every game, he just gotta bail. The problem with that is they don't lose MMR when they leave. That's why they leave. They're down to lose CR. They don't want to lose MMR. If they get high MMR and they keep that high MMR by leaving, then they will always get a high amount of points. So they'd rather take like even a 500 point loss, like even if 1,000 points loss, they'd rather keep the MMR. It wouldn't matter how many points they lost. Keeping high MMR is always important. So if they like, if you leave, you lose MMR and lose CR, then you're probably gonna be like, okay, I'll just play the last game. Or if you leave, you're like, you're frustrated, it's not gonna go well, I'm out, because you don't want to waste your time. Don't punish everybody else for like staying in. I'm playing. I think I had one leaver. People at low rating just abusing MMR by leaving. It's mostly at low rating, yeah, but I've seen it like during the climb, like when it was MMR was kind of like higher end for me. Higher end with just a bunch of back-to-back wins, like some guy just bailed. And he had like no rating, he just basically started. So he probably just doesn't. Leaving doesn't change your MMR, only CR. Yeah, I think if it impacted your MMR and CR, if it counted as a loss for both. Because you're like, if let's say you leave, it makes it count. So when they do a leaver, it should make it so that they basically change the demographic. Like if you leave, you lost every one of these games. When you leave, you lost every one. So let's say if you played it out, you lost like 1 or lost 2 or lost 3, whatever. But if you leave, you can go from like 2 losses to like all 6 losses to really make it like impact your MMR, CR, all that stuff. Like really disincentivize it, because most people are there to play a game. You know what I mean? I'd rather get that one last chance to see if I can squeak out one win. right? Because even if I get one win at the good enough MMR, if I get at least one win, I still get points. You know, I can lose 5 games in a row, but if I get that one win, I won't get nearly as many points as everybody else, and it's not going to really be great for me, but at least I'll get some sort of points. You know, giving people that chance to like squeak out that one more, I think is better. Can we start next round once we have 5-man teams? Night King, let me know if you're ready. I don't know if you have a group. So you leave, lose points, and then Omega gain them back because your Mars is the same. Basically, yeah. So you leave, you lose CR, but then you queue again until you get a good enough game where you're winning a lot, and then you're good. Alrighty, let's get your boys back in here. Let's do the Grand again, right? Let's do another Grand, and I'm gonna throw you maybe like a Dalaran, Siwas, Lordaeron. I want to get as many games as I can on NA, man. I feel like we have a lot of games on EU on the regular, but not really that many on NA, like back-to-back games. Hear me out. You're gonna have flaws. Like, imagine you lose 3 games in a row, and then you get 3 wins in a row. But if the guy leaves at the game 4, game thinks you have 3 wins, 0 losses. If you lose rating, I think the game should get restructured. Right? I feel like if one guy leaves, the game should forget about wins or losses. Should count that person as a loss over one of the games, and everybody else walks away with some sort of points, right? So you're rewarded for staying to the end, even if you were losing. If somebody decides to leave, you shouldn't punish everybody else. But also, like, maybe that could create a situation where people would just, like, win trade in solos. I certainly hope not. But, yeah, like, it used to be, like, smart, right? If somebody leaves, everybody that played should at least walk away with some sort of points for even spending time in the arena. And even if you, let's say, we're losing a bunch of games, but then another person left, at least you weren't the leaver, right? Just remove the option to leave. But then people would just, like, disconnect, and then it would basically break the game anyway, right? If people, like, you just gotta disincentivize people from leaving. Like, if somebody wants to leave, they gotta leave, like, you know, that's fine. Did not work. The Grand didn't work. We tried Nokudon. That Grand didn't work. Or game request and invitation have been declined? Okay, we'll try it again. Riku maybe? Yeah, I gotcha. We'll try Proving Grounds, see if that works, right? Yeah, I'm sure, like, I'm sure they have a lot of feedback, and I mean, the PvP team has been pretty good so far. The design team has been pretty good. Like, they've been listening to a lot of feedback, so I'm sure they're, like, paying attention and trying to figure out the most, like, the best solution for all this. What they have written so far for, like, the ideas of how to improve the experience, it's good. They just need to implement it. Hey, Down Friends, what's up? Basic, how you doing, man? You can get 150 points at 22 Omar if you're 2K. I don't think so. I'm confused why you leave it to Omar still, why you leave when Omar is still 2.2. Yeah, I have no idea, Tay. I think it's like if you're losing a bunch of games, alright? If you're at 5 losses in a row and you'll leave just to keep the MMR. But I don't know, man. I don't know. It's because if you lose MMR, then you won't get as many points if next time you do get a good game, right? High MMR, get a bunch of wins, get a lot of points. Get a low MMR, get a bunch of wins, not as many points. I feel like that's what people are valuing, right? And they're just playing like the numbers game. Hopefully they'll get enough good games and bad games to win it all back. Switch. We got ourselves Team 1 together with, actually Team 2 with Dio side as a, oh, what an aggressive looking Mog. I kind of like it though. We got us iFox, not Biz Rates, Bizarre and Chicago gonna be first up over for the Team 2. At the ready with Nightness with the big Convoking Spirits in the opener. As Chicago does go for a big knockback. Nightness having to throw out a couple of rats at the guy back to back. This is gonna be a bunch of Raptors charging in. Like Lassa to follow, locking him down for just a second. Barskin for Nightness as trying to mitigate the damage a little bit. Gonna be mad lightning elemental damage at the ready for Chicago. Could absolutely blast through Nightness. Biggest sentence right after, trying to see if they can potentially just pressure him through. Gonna go for mad damage wind strikes, maybe lightning bolts to follow. I don't know if they got them Torrent's invocation for the big lightning bolts or whatnot. Big Earth Element to join in as well, as Nightness looking to continue the pressure, continue the damage versus Chicago. Can they do it? Massive attendance, procs for Chicago, absolutely mad damage. Wait, Chicago taking lots of damage too. It's gonna go walling this off. I think he's trying to play into that big Ascendance proc build, and maybe they could make him work. Big Storm Strike playstyle. Nightness taking a lot of pressure. Sunder, every single one of those Storm Strikes for Chicago could be the next deadliest Storm Strike ever. They're written down Nightness for the second. Druid does power shift last second. Storm Strike coming back to back at super low health. Lightning Lassa, I think it's over. Chicago does have him down, and that's going to be down for the count as Nightness does go down. Shadow is going to be up next. I wonder if his build is similar to Chicago. Last time Shadow has played Ascendance, but also with Alley Wolves. So Chicago's playing like an Alley Wolf big Ascendance proc build, while Shadows is playing the ONYXIA build, trying to see if he can lock it. Chicago doesn't get to quite do it. That's going to be the side totem by Chicago. Shadows is trying to see if he can find an angle versus Chicago, but I don't think he's going to be able to find much of one. And Chicago is already on the other side of the pillar. Unless you got sprint in order to catch up very quickly, there's only so much you can do. And Chicago waiting out for a sentence to be over. The Shadow is with a wall to give himself a bit of protection so he can stay aggressive versus Chicago. It looks like it has a pretty big payoff. Going to be a maybe double stun totem? No double stun totem. Chicago diving kind of low on health. He's got himself Ghost Wolf, so it's going to give him lots of Maelstrom. Trinket out of Shadow as he breaks out of the Light Lasso. Get some Ghost Raptors of his own with Chicago. Big Ascendance proc for Chicago. That's going to be a bunch of Wind Strikes. Trying to see if he can break past the defenses of Shadow. There's going to be a massive Aerial Blast by Shadow in order to get some big pressure on Chicago. Chicago with a Thunder. Stun Totem with Shadowless. Is that a double Stun Totem? Looks like it's going to be double Stun Totem. Shadowless super low. That's going to be potentially a big Ascendance proc for Chicago. If they get an Ascendance proc right now, they could be in a great spot. Chicago does still have a wall in case things go rough for them. And Shadowless does not have the same defenses. LA Blast for Chicago. They got himself a Static Totem. It looks like Shadowless can't really go anywhere. Trying to see if he can break through it. Sunder onto Chicago. And Chicago just sees himself one big proc, but Shadow is trying to catch back up a little. Massive Ellie Blast. Chicago having to burn a wall, playing very, very defensively. Back-to-back Ellie Blast for Shadow until like the last one right after. As it looks like maybe now that's the Static Totem, but Chicago, these guys are both using Static Totem. It's hard to tell who's his which. Shadow is super low health. Could potentially be an Ellie Blast, but Chicago does get a big Ellie Blast. It's going to be enough to take him down. Leap it over. Oh, and a big Lava Lash at the end. Does build up a bit of damage in order to see if he can lash him down with Kevin Landers as an arms warrior. Sticking to his arms. Rude trying to see if he can fight through Chicago. Chicago trying to go for a big knockback. Stormbolt to follow. Kevin does spear Chicago down. This is where Chicago is limited what they can do. Stun to Kevin. Stun Totem. Just trying to see if he can survive him. Kevin is going to not be able to avoid the second Stun Totem. Does go for a parry really early on. This is where Chicago needs to find a way to break away. The arms warrior damage is actually quite high. He's able to crack through the defenses of the Shaman. Got himself plenty of Maelstrom. Maybe could go for a lot of healing like Lassa, but it's going to be super, super delayed. Charged by Kevin. Lots of damage for this arms warrior. Lots of damage built up. Just trying to see if he can keep the pressure rolling. Chicago limited on what they can do. Stormbolt knocking back Kevin. He does get a charge back. Oh my god, that execute. This man got a lot of damage behind him. He doesn't have survivability like some of these other classes, but man, does he got the damage there, man. Kevin Landers just absolutely pops off on the numbers. It's so deadly. Every mortal strike, every overpower, every execute, just super deadly. Viserys with the shadow onto Kevin. I believe that might have got reflected. This is going to be a lead by the warrior looking to close the gap with Viserys instead of just building up a bunch of procs and a bunch of damage with that full mastery of Dragon Rage. Big deep breath, but he does actually separate too far from Kevin. Kevin charges back over to Viserys, and it's going to be a massive blast. It's a cast. Viserys is going for a quick beam and out of there. Just beamed him for just a quick second and just hovering away. Beast and Locks is going to be up next. Man, Kevin just doing it work. Chicago walked in with a massive Storm Striker build. Got a bit of an advantage there. Was on a roll for a while. Kevin locked him down with the Stormbolt charge. It's just so much output. Viserys getting hit with the Mortal Coil immediately. Can that fight through a Destro Warlock? Is there a pet nearby? Gonna be a sleep reflected back into Viserys? BC, I think maybe playing a no pet build. Dalaran needs to summon one. Are they playing a Sacrifice? Could be a Sacrifice Warlock. I don't see a lot of those. Sacrifice Warlock. So what you want to do with that one, I guess, you put up a dot onto Viserys and hope the dot ticks do enough damage. Viserys trying to go for a bit of a Shadow versus Beastly as they're going to go for a bit of a Fear Disintegrate by the Evoker. Got himself Living Flames back to back. Trying to see if they can claw down the Infernal for a moment as Beastly send him a port. Big Immolation getting set up. Viserys looking for a good angle. Does get himself a wall that's going to give him immunity to crowd control. Nullifying Shroud. So immune to CC, immune to stuns. This way he needs to get aggressive with Beastly. This way he needs to do damage. He can't be feared. He doesn't need to be dodging those fears. He can just be out in the open, just blasting him out with those disintegrates. He doesn't need to be going behind the pillar. But he's still playing it very defensively. My goodness. You watching BA? No. Actually, none of us sports watching much B-dub. Not at all, man. I got guilds that are into baseball, basketball, football. They track teams, man. I got nothing. I got nothing. I play WoW. Disintegrate down for Viserys. Beastly is opening up a portal to the Twisting Nether. Big fire breath on him. Viserys, if he can combine some disintegrates inside of the fire window as well, that would be perfect for him. Just trying to see if he can walk away. It's taking a lot of damage. He needs to disintegrate with that fire breath. It's going to add on the extra damage. If there's running the talent combination of disintegrate with fire, that's going to give more ticks of fire damage. That's just overall more consistent sustained pressure. As Viserys trying to find a better angle, trying to use that disintegrate behind the wall though, while he's blasting Beastly. But he's taking a bit of damage. Definitely needs to find an angle behind the wall, get those disintegrates while hovering, so you can keep blasting behind line of sight. We're just kind of cheesy, actually, when you think about it. That's the evoker, man. Look at just keep beaming you behind the wall. It's really, really cheesy. Living Flames, just try to see if you can catch up. Viscera's got cooldowns going back up, though. Viscera does have a defensive, does have Reflect, and a Mortal Coil. If Viscera can somehow nullify and Shroud and maybe go for Obsidian Scales or just go on full on all-out blast, he could potentially do it. Mortal Coil doesn't stop you. Sleepwalker to Beastly, got himself big mastery, huge Shatter to follow, Eternity Surge. As long as Beastly doesn't have an interrupt, big blaster onto Beastly. It's gonna be a big Dragon's Rage or after trinkets out of it. Big Shatter, maybe big Disintegrates too. Beastly could be in big trouble. Does he go down here? Oh my god, just absolutely beamed. Another beam to follow Fear. Does he have enough? Oh, but sir does it. I'm taking him down. My goodness, this man has survived the Destruction Warlock. Which Chilpo's gonna be up next. Immediate interrupt onto the sleep as Viscera trying to use mobility in order to get away from Chills. It's gonna root him down. Try to go for the Wraith Walk, but it is gonna get locked down by the power of Earth grabbing you at your heels. And Viscera just avoiding the pets. Gotta be in the main pet transforming with the root stone onto Viscera. Not much you can really do about it. Shatter onto Chills. Does Viscera have damage to follow though? Does have a wall and it's gonna be some hover mobility. Got himself healing at the very least. Sleepwalk onto Shields. Is gonna be able to Lichborn out of it. Got himself the big grippy hand. Disintegrate Fire Breath to follow. Viscera is very limited what they can do unless they got more mobility. That grip is gonna be deadly. Maybe they can survive. Does get himself a bit of a heal. Battle Master Streak again and use Eternity Surge right after. Execute to follow. I think Viscera may be in a bit of trouble. Dragon's Rage. Maybe he could get out of it. Hover needs a heal right now. Oh, that execute waiting for you though. My goodness. Unless you just had a heal like a second, half a second earlier. That maybe would have helped you live the execute, but it's tough. Chilpos versus Deocide. That's the man. Try to see if you can Deocide Chilpos Fate. What does Deocide stand for? I have no idea. If it's fighting against like a shaman, it'd be maybe Geocide because Earth and all that. Maybe potentially. That Rook is a monster. He actually is really good. Viscera definitely doesn't have a lot of favorable matchups, but I mean, fighting a warrior, pretty good. Fighting a warlock and beating that thing, that's a toughie, man. That shroud together with a wall, giving you just that pure immunity to CC and interrupts. I mean, you're basically unstoppable. You can just do full damage. Maybe the enemy can run away from you. So talking about running away, Deocide may need to find a way to either run at Chilpos or run away. As the man is just melting behind the pillar, just to the pets and the diseases alone. And man, so far hasn't been able to touch Chilpos whatsoever, and just gonna get executed. Wait a second. Whoa, chill pills. What is this thing? Dot-based gameplay. He's playing them full disease build. It's gonna be able to get the rogue out in the open. With the Death and Decay, needs to make sure that the stun and rogue so you can get him fully dotted. He's gonna be a blind. I think he got full dots on the guy. And let the dots just gonna rot him with a pet as well. The pet is just gonna do work. Chilpos just trying to avoid you. Vanished by the rogue into a Garroted Chilpos. Does have a pet stun in order to lock down the rogue. Cloak of Shadows right after. Does Chill have any way to break out of it? Gonna be maybe human racial? Does he have it? Big Deathmark on Chilpos, so there's nothing he can do. He can AMS it. He needs healing versus the bleeds. But I think he's just done for. If not, Beast Rage just kind of leaves him over by himself. The bleeds just rot him. Yeah, what is that dot gameplay at the end there? My goodness, that was nutty. Look at that. Viscera with 2. Chilpos with 2. I am surprised that the Evoker was able to actually do anything to Warlock, man. Normally, that's a little bit of a... Normally, they kind of dominate the Evoker. And actually, we haven't seen too many Evokers in duels as of recently. But I wonder if people are either figuring out builds or if they'll end up giving them a buff just to make sure the spec is more favorable in PvP. Who knows, right? We know the healer's good. I wonder if they'll do a buff for the DPS in the future. Boys, let me know if you got a team and we'll be good to go. This is really fun. He ate me when I was playing the C tier spec. He ate me. He ate Chilpos. Dude, don't forget that. As an Evoker, I mean, versus a Frost Mage, he did play him really, really well. Don't get me wrong. He did play well in that game. Right? You gotta give him credit. He did do really well. He played like Evoker should. The mobility, the range. He got the big burst combos, the disintegrates behind the wall. There's not much you can really do about it. You gotta get away from him. You know? Come on, man. We know Chills is good, but man, the Evoker did pretty good. May have died, but at least to say dripped out. Fair enough. Drips all that matters. I mean, I don't disagree. When you look like this, man, the classic Wrath Rogue with the Cataclysm daggers. Wait, that's a different set, isn't it? That's like the gloves. I feel like a different set. I like the Chabber too. Yeah, I mean, if the game was drip, man, if this was a transfer competition, now I'm just got a good one. On Undead too, the classic, the Wrath Classic, dude. Hell yeah, Can't think of a single thing project you can do better than Unholy other than 2-target burst cleave. That's true. That's true. Except for Obliterates. I think Obliterates are really fun. But no, you're right though. You're right. Obliterates and doing the cleave with Death and Decay. That is really, really strong right now. That is like one thing they're good in PvE and Breath too. Obliterates is the 2-target cleave I speak of. Yep. Yep. Obliterate 2-target cleave or like the Breath and cleaving multiple targets with that as well. Night King, let me know when you got a group ready, my guy. When in a group, if you guys got openings, let us know because Daniel wants to join in. I'm sure some other boys want to join in the 5v5 duels for the end of the year. I'm sure they'd like to join in and have a go or two themselves as well. But yeah, let me know if you guys are looking for more and we can get some of these boys joining in. But yeah, I do wonder if they'll do like some tuning for Frost DK. Apparently Frost DK slams on some of the raid fights, man. Like Diurna, apparently Frost Deathhead is like insanely good there because of all the ads. You just gotta group them up and just breathe them down. And maybe like more people like giving Frost Deathlight a go since then, because it's another thing too, like sometimes like a spec maybe like, oh, it doesn't look like it's getting played right now, but then like later down the line, like, oh wait, there's a build, wait, you can play it right here, wait, it actually could be powerful here, wait, what if I give it, you know what I mean, like it takes a second. Because right now off the bat, like a lot of people assumed, oh, you'll play Unholy for all these fights because like big execute, good single target damage, you know what I mean, you kind of want to be able to slam bosses down. But like as time goes on, people are giving those specs a go. And I think people are discovering more about these specs than they had before. In terms of like what's viable, what's strong. So that is something that's going to be changing over time, I think. Sam's in PvE because it has 60% reduction to the buttons in PvE. Does it like all your buttons? That's a thing that maybe they could potentially like bring that back a little bit, couldn't they? Chill, I don't know if you got a group, my guy, let me know. Also, you know, on Blood Oath it doesn't look bad, Biz, but I think it looks even better on Undead. Like, that's like bad on Belf, because Belf, like everything looks good on Belfs, but it just has a more of a classic look on Undead. You know? We need one. So Mav needs one more. Is that for Team Chills or is that Chicago? Okay, Chicago, you're looking for one more. If you guys want to join in, you're more than welcome to groups listed in Raid's Legacy section if you guys want to go. If you guys want to join in, more than welcome to Chicago. Got one listed. I could maybe potentially check out some of the boys over in Real ID. Night King also looking for a +1. So we're looking for a +1 for both teams, boys. If you guys want to join in, more than welcome to. 5 out of 6 games won and gained a rating. Really, Brian? Is that a low MMR or is that like a what? I guess it depends on your MMR, right? 5-6 games won and no rating. That's unfortunate. If you look at DK, has some of the heaviest PvP in its abilities compared to almost every other class in the game. The problem is like, what do you look for that stuff, right? I think Drustvar maybe tracks it, but I wish that kind of stuff was a lot easier to see. But I think you may be right. I think Drustvar has like a full like list of all the PvP like modifiers in the game right now. But I wonder if they'll ever like think about bringing those things back, because I remember when they didn't have those modifiers and Deathheads basically took like a PvE build into PvP. And they were just absolutely dominating, stomping all over players. Chilled, if you have the group listed in anywhere, let me know. Or if you don't have it listed, I can join in and help you guys list it. But if you listed in Raid's Legacy to pick up one more for a 5 group, that'll work. Chicago with a 5, so we're ready for that. Hell yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, I need to look where that's listed. Every class has PvP mods, I know that. DK just among the heaviest. Let me see if I can look up Drustvar. This is the problem is like when you say stuff like that, most people don't know that there's modifiers, or not really know what all the modifiers are, because it's not really like public anywhere. Here we go. That's one for Death Knights on the Drustvar website. If you guys want to check it out yourselves, so you can see how your classes are impacted. They're as close to accurate as they're gonna be. We got spell 1005, and actually they're following every single one of the builds. So like, look at the newest build, right? 4, 6, 6, 5, 8. So Death Call does a bit more damage. Death Strike has a 75% modifier. That means it's 25% less effective. Avoidance has no modifier. Frost Strike Offhand has a modifier buff. Intermatic Zone has a buff in PvP. Breath Signature Ghost and nerf 66. Aspect of the Beast for Death and Decay. Virulent Plague is a buff. Frost Strike is a buff, 130. Light's Judgment, 50. I don't know why Light's Judgment is here. That's, I guess, a Draenei racial, right? 50% modifier. That's Reckoning. Frost's Fury, 66% damage reduction for firms. Cold Heart, also 33% reduction, or 70% reduction. Unholy Pact, Frost Strike, 130. Anti-magic shells. Some of them kind of repeating. And they have a modifier. But I think when they don't have anything here, they haven't changed. That or they moved it. But yeah. It's improved Death Strike that's gotten nerfed. But Death Strike itself is also nerfed a little bit too. Kevin, got a group? Gonna go celebrate. Yo, thanks so much for coming by, Kevin. Appreciate you, my man. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed the 5V5 1v1 DUELS, man. Okay, Chicago, Night King, ready? I'll go... Let's do Dalaran Sewers. Let's do the Dalaran Sewers. I also want to do Blade's Edge. Blade's Edge would be fun. Blade's Edge would be fantastic, too. Sent. Let's see if we get one in. Some of those were correct, some of those were not. And that's the thing. That's like the only website that's even close. Right? Because there's no accurate place that you could just go to that displays everything you need. You know what I mean? There just isn't. You know? So that's as close as you can really get it. But then again, it's one of those things that I think Blizzard could maybe do better with. Is like have a whole listing, right? Where they catalog all the PvP modifiers. So that everybody could just see exactly how abilities change. That, or maybe have like a tooltip. In PvP, this ability does this much damage, or in PvP, this ability is reduced by 25%. Stuff like that, you know? Just somewhere, anywhere where you can look it up that is tracked easily, because otherwise it's just another website that needs to do it. And the guys at Dressware, they do a good job of managing a lot of those things. They're as good as it can get, man. As good as it can get. Happy New Year's, Brian. Happy New Year's, and boom, 2023 in UK, yo. Blanching, happy New Year's to you, my guy. We're about 5 hours away from New Year, man. So we are waiting on our end. I'm low more because I'm still learning PvP, but I think I should give us over for one like that. I agree with that, Brian. I agree with you, my man. I agree, but I think maybe next game you'll give it like a bit more MMR and a bit more game. But I do agree with you on that one. They did say there's some MMR stuff going on too. They're gonna have to fix. But I feel ya. Alrighty, switch. Missing one over on the team too, but hopefully they'll be able to zone in before the arena ends with Frosty. Gonna be first up as an arc image, got himself the invis off the bat. Already ready for whoever's gonna be next in the arena. It's either gonna be Fumo in the back, looks not gonna be first. We got us iFox, got us with Service, and potentially Chicago might be first. Frosty's gonna go for a quick polymorph for Chicago off the bat. Frosty. I would imagine, actually, yeah, your name is Frosty. Frosty C, or Frost TYC. Frostic, potentially. Gonna be a barrage on Chicago, trying to go for a bit of damage. It's gonna be, I think, touching the matchup really early on Sunder by Chicago, trying to get proactive. Gonna be a big Storm Strike, double Storm Strike, lots of procs, mad damage on Frosty, does himself all the time. Big heal for Frosty, looking for a massive re-heal, maybe potentially intro by Chicago, trying to make sure they can get in range of Frosty, waiting for them to go for all the time, because you know they're gonna do it. You know they're gonna do it. Maybe if Chicago can root him down, does go for the root totem, the deep, what is it called? The totem, I forget what it's called. It's like the... Not deep tremor, it is deep root binding totem? No. I don't remember. I don't remember. I feel like I should know it though. I feel like I should know. That's one totem that enhancement and elemental shamans haven't had access to until Dragonflight, and that's why I'm like very, very limited knowledge of it. Gonna be a big damage out of the Arcane Mage, interrupted by Chicago. Sunder to follow, could be in a bad spot, has the ice blocking keys that need to. But Chicago looks like was able to avoid a lot of that touch of the magic, barrage all the damage. Wolves, Raptors rather, ascended. Both of them are Frosty Raptors, so Chicago's Frost Strikes should do quite a bit of damage. The Raptors are doing work. Frosty may just have to ice block it. The Raptors themselves were just doing work, man. They were just doing damage. Well done, well done. The boys do work. Look at him go. Frosty does get himself a big recovery while inside of that ice block. Polymer trying to come out, going to be a quick interrupt by Chicago, doesn't quite get it, but it's going to be grinding tone to prevent it. Sunder as it transforms him into an Ascendant, and it's going to be Wind Strikes back to back. Big damage onto Frosty, does all the time. Big Alien Blast right after big Wind Strikes to take him down. Just make sure that the mage was winded out of that game. Diabolic is going to be next as a gnomish Demonology Warlock. I don't really see a lot of gnome warlocks in this duels, but there is one, and actually, as much as the set looks very tiny on you, I do like the shoulders are massive. You look like you have wings. What is that wingspan? I feel like if somebody just threw you in like a paper airplane, I feel like you'd go flying for a bit. Gonna be a full tyrant spawning in with a nether portal that eventually is gonna coalesce into a massive pit lord. Chicago better have an answer for the pit lord specifically. Rooted out all those pets early on. Maybe the totem will last long enough to root the pit lord, because that thing is gonna be deadly. The pit lord joins in. That thing does 40k slaps every single global, and it hits so quickly. Chicago does try to see if he can give himself as much self-healing as possible. Ghostwo's joining in. Lots of Maelstrom. Took a lot of damage from all of these pets, but still looking for that cover as Diabolic's trying to see if they can keep pressuring him behind the pillar. Sending out more demon dogs. It's a lot of pets around Chicago. Still just using all the mana, all the Maelstrom to heal through the pressure. Big obelisk is down. Chicago should be taking down the obelisk. That gives the pets more auto attacks, and demon doggers more opportunity for big dread buys that do a lot of shadow damage. But Diabolic's also not in a great spot right now. Static totem, not gonna let him go anywhere. Mortal, but the stun totem is gonna just combobulate them right out, but they can't even go anywhere. Double stunning, locking him down, not letting him get a cast off. Dark Pact out for Diabolics. Can Chicago potentially fight through that Dark Pact and maybe put the pressure to Diabolics, because they got him in a good spot. Stun with an axe toss, his demon spawning from the nether. Chicago's gonna take a bit of damage from those, and Diabolics trying to see if he can find himself a better position on. I don't know if Chicago got mobility. Does go for that Pharaoh lunge, getting a couple of storm strikes onto Diabolics. Big Elite Blast, get him super low. Definitely needs a bit of a Maelstrom. That's gonna be Diabolics popping off the Warlock Hellstone with a soul burn. Demon Doggers, Obelisk. Chicago better be careful. Just behind the pillar with an Obby. Definitely wants to take down the Obby. Those pets are gonna do so much damage here. But got plenty of mana, got plenty of Maelstrom. Or enough, just enough mana, but a lot of Maelstrom in order to be able to just heal right through it. We are hitting that dampening. 4 minutes into the duel, 18%. It's going to be Fellor joining in. Static Totem to keep Diabolics in place. Double Stone Totem to discombobulate all of the pets at Chicago. DC potentially? Oh no. Oh no, 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 no to Chicago. It looks like he came back. I'm not sure what happened. Potentially DC'd. That or had a stutter. Axe toss, but surrounded by the pets. That's unfortunate. Chicago at some point had the full go, and they just stopped. Not sure what happened. Must have been some technical issues, but it's gonna be a start DC'd. Yeah, it looked like it, man. It looked like it. It came back in the last second, but by then it was just over. Got a full tire and everything. That's rough, man. That is rough. That was such a close duel, but to end it like that, that's always unfortunate. Viserys trying to see if he could fight right through the walled off Diabolics. We got full demons surrounding him. Axtos is looking for a quick cast, but he does burn a wall. I think maybe a little bit late with that wall too. Or maybe wall, maybe he did have wall so it can't get interrupted, but the Axel still uses the stun. Deep breath of Diabolics. How they're looking for a quick fear to Viserys as they try to go for the beam. But they can't quite really do it right now. They have to go for mobility, have to go for a bit of recovery. Living Flames in order to make sure they can put themselves in a livable situation. As the demon bolts flying in, Diabolics dropping down the obelisk. Sleep onto the Warlock with a big eternity surge. Does Viserys have enough damage here? Diabolics has no help whatsoever. Does get the axe also to Viserys. It looks like Viserys is dipping down very quickly, looking for a quick heal, but trying to see if he can end the duel versus Diabolics as he summon up another portal. I think Viserys needs to close the gap now. That nether portal will eventually guarantee a tyrant for Diabolics. Diabolics is in your face. Mortal, does he have a stun to follow? Just trying to keep the pressure onto the Evoker. I think it's done for the Evoker. As soon as the Pit Lord comes out, it's over. And not even before the Pit Lord comes out. It's just all he said the pets are in. iFox already taking the brunt of it. Look at his health already dipping. That Pit Lord is so deadly. Does root all the pets behind the pillar with their tar trap as they're trying to trudge through the thick, sticky tar. They just get stopped in no place. Demons of Pit Lord. He got 4 legs. One of them is going to get caught. iFox trying to see if he can blast out Diabolics. This Warlock got so little health left. The pet walks over there. The Raptor just barely claws the guy. Does get himself the kill. Well, Beastalock's gonna be over there, over behind the ramp, setting up a gate of their own. iFox immediately diving into camo, looking for a bit of a reheal. It looks like Night King might have gotten DC too, actually, because he was there on team 1, but then he's gone. That's unfortunate. That's gonna be a weird game, I guess. 4 versus 4. That's unfortunate. Beast is trying to see if he can pick up the eye. And iFox has a hunter's mark on him, looking for a little bit of a medic bandage behind the pillow as a survival hunter setting up some traps. He set up some traps around this box in case Beastly decides to approach him. He's sending out the pet just to see if he can find iFox. As iFox is able to get some dots exchanged. The demon dogs are in. One of them gets frozen. The other kind of gets stopped in place too. Wait, why did one of the demon dogs just stop working? Like, one got frozen. Oh, we're both frozen. That was weird. That was weird. Snowman Gordon, bro. Look at Snowman Gordon, my man. Happy New Year, my guy. Happy to have you in here, man. Hope you have a good one. Snowman Gordon. That's a Russian version of how to say Happy New Year. Big Tyrant basically wasn't able to really stick the Tyrant at iFox. He was in the camo after a shadow meld, just trying to see if he can avoid all the pets, letting his Raptor take the brunt of the damage. But iFox is surrounded by a massive army of pets. It's gonna go for a Feign Death, Turtle Shell, before BC can really get himself a proper go. Maybe a Mortal Coil waiting for him, potentially Axe Toss, freezing the Warlock in place for just a second as he's trying to find himself a little bit better cover. Tar Trap onto the main pet, trying to get the damage onto Beastly, throwing in grenades. But is it going to be enough? The Beastly taking a little bit of dot damage, but for survival hunters, the dot damage is only a small portion of their gameplay now. A good portion of it is getting those Mongoose Bites, flanking strikes, kill commands, and then kill shots. Trying to keep the pressure onto the Warlock as well as the pets, but iFox having to go for a little bit better health. I think maybe use the Battle Masters or the pet health increase to give himself limited health output, but is eventually going to lose it. Let's go for Feign Death the last second. Still alive, trying to go for Mending Betters. The Felguard is going to stop here, but the Tar Trap is going to stop the approach entirely. iFox had no help whatsoever. Loses out bonus health, but that's going to be Demon Doggos as he goes into camera. Still taking him out. That is unfortunate. Oh no. Fumo going to be up next. Mortal Coil scented. Axe Toss to stop him with a Fear immediately. Does Fumo trinket this? Looks like potentially one of the pets broken him out of the Fear. As the second Fellor jiving in. Fumo got himself Zuen, potentially massive output. Beastly might be in a bad spot, could potentially. Does he have a portal? He may need a portal to escape out of this one. Tyrant is up and running into a full karma. I think it's over for this Warlock. As Fumo does end up going for a couple of blackout kicks, taking him out. Shadowrist, last one left over for the team one, trying to find a better angle versus Fumo as he got a full Zuen. No more karma, plenty of defenses ready though. It's going to see if he can roll away from Shadow. And it's getting random procs. I think of nature damage, nature healing. Is that what that is? Big Eller Blast by Shadowrist. Got himself double Frosty Wolves. Trying to see if he can stop down a stun totem onto Fumo, but he's able to avoid it. Jabbing over to stay on top of Shadowrist. Got himself the Night Fae Stomp in order to increase damage by 8%. Locking out Shadowrist on parry, but those Wind Strikes just range damage. I don't think he can really parry Wind Strikes. I feel like they just gotta go past ya. Storm Strikes can get parried. Everything else is a little bit different. Big Wind Strikes, Eller Blaster falling through, but trying to see if he can escape it. Trying to go for the miss, but I think Shadows might just have him. Oh, it does end up slamming him out. With not missed race walking in as I think an assassination rogue. Once you can get full dots on the Shadowrist. Shadowrist is a I was gonna say goblin for some reason, but he is a dwarf. Trinketed really early on may not be great for him. Gonna be kidney shot by not miss. I was gonna say Dwarven Rachel would help you deal with all those bleeds, but using Trinket that early, not much you can do about it afterwards. That is unfortunate, man. That is super unfortunate. With Diabolic taking 3 kills, actually. Them big Pit Lord plays, man. Big Demon plays. I didn't realize he actually got 3 kills there, back to back. Let's go. Someone go to him Happy New Year? Yes, never go to Kershaw. Happy New Year, my guy. Had a phone call? All good, Night King. All good. All good. Let's get ourselves another one going here, fam. One on Mas. Because Chicago had a 5, and then 1 left as we've got a queue. And then Night King, you also have a 1 drop, but you had a call. So it's okay. But let's get another one going, boys. Let me know when you have the team ready, or if you guys are looking for more, maybe some of the boys want to join in. I'm down to complain this as long as you got groups. Clearly a pet toss acts on Chicago's PC, man. That's unfortunate. Chicago got 5, awesome. Nike, let me know if you got 5, and it'll be good to go. Dude, I found another channel for music, by the way. I definitely want to update it for year 2023. I also need a new banner, man, for 2023, dude. I still have a banner of Shadowlands. I need a new one. I need to... Anybody know, like, a good artist that does banners and stuff? I may need to hit up the one that Kren did for the one I have. Like, banner for Dragonflight with the rogue and whatnot, man. I'd want to do some kind of, like, an artsy thing. Definitely want to do something like that. I think it'd be cool. Because the whole Vanthir aesthetic, like, it's just old. Plus, it reminds me of... it heavily reminds me of, Shadowlands at this point. Like, do I want it? Maybe I should do like the Feldrazes or something for a banner. And the icon too. I'm not really sure. I was thinking maybe go like very heavy on pirate themed. Like take the Nightborn Rogue, take maybe the Mog I've been running, or maybe go Primalist set. Oh, the Primalist look would be cool. But I definitely like big fan of the masks though. So I don't know. What do you think about it? I'll definitely need to look into it, chat. LADM, all good, all good. So Chicago got a 5 man. Let's see if Night King is more. Do we have a group? Open hours up on Red Second, see if we do some, my man. We should hopefully be able to get a couple of boys together to join in your group, potentially. And my video from earlier that was not finished should be finished now. Beautiful. Bum, 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 bum. But let me know if you guys are going to be down for the night too, because I'm down to keep doing these, but I know at some point people are going to like go celebrate and whatever. So if you guys are going to go celebrate, don't feel bad about it at all. I just want to get as many NA games as we can, man. But already we've seen a lot, man. We've seen the Evokers really popping off. We've seen Seawork absolutely just eviscerate these boys. We've seen a little bit of Destro, a little bit of Demo, a little bit of that Rogue action too. I feel like the Rogue nerfs have been pretty nice too. We don't really see Rogues, except for Gloosh, that are just walking in and overwhelming literally everybody anymore, like we used to. Let's do, what are we gonna do? Blade's Edge? Let's do Blade's Edge. We do have some Warlocks, we do have a Monk, but I think we need to do at least one Blade's Edge for the week, man. I like the aesthetic of the arena. I think it looks fantastic. Alrighty, boys. Oh, no mas, no mas. Let's get another one going here, boys. Oh, we got some new names in here. We got a Warrior join in. Axo Days. Let's go. And on Team 2, I think it's about everybody, yeah? I think everybody is there. Who were we missing on Team 2 last time? Actually, I don't think we were missing anybody. I think Chicago might have left up to the Deceit. I thought we were missing somebody. Were we? Oh, it might have been Viserith. Was it Viserith? I don't even know. I can't even tell. Honestly, I can't even tell. Sounds a good one here, boys, yeah? So Twitch. Am I out of coffee? A little bit left over. Give me a sec, boys. Oh. Yo, this mug is massive. But it holds so much coffee in there, it's not even funny. Thank you for that one. Switch. What the? Oh, God. Oh, Jesus. All right. Well, now that we traveled through space and time, Axe for Days is going to be on the Team 1. How you doing? Beastly locks on that Team Chill Pills. We got the Warlock Commander Squad over here. And it's going to be Shadowers first up versus Viserith. It's big damage out of the Evoker immediately. Shadowers having to wall this off. Deep breath to follow. Shadowers good thing he had a wall in order to nullify a lot of the damage. Talking about nullify. Nullifying Shroud is up for Viserith. Was that a potential grounding for Shadow? It wasn't. Shadow doesn't have a defense anymore. Viserith just beaming after him. He got himself the wall with the Shroud. Unstoppable right now. When Shadow just go, oh my God. When you pop yourself a Shroud as the Evoker, you're immune to all crowd control effects. When you use Obsidian Scales with the right PvP challenge, you're immune to interrupts. You are literally unstoppable. The only thing that can kill you, well, death. The only thing that could end you is death itself. Beastly going to be in, trying to get himself another portal. Is going to be a big go. Viserith trying to go for a sleep onto Beastly, but the man is going to go for a bit of a coil together with a fear. Why setting up a big tyrant? That Pitlord is going to be super deadly. Viserith trying to see if he can bail out of there before the Pitlord spawns in. Just try to go for as much healing as he can. Definitely needs to go for the root as soon as the Pitlord comes out. The Pitlord is out, but the Pitlord is confused. He does kind of more or less know what he wants to attack, but he can't really reach Viserith. Look at him go. Oh, he never even got a hit. Oh, for Viserith, using a mobility to evade the whole army of the Burning Legion. Very well done. Still taking a couple of big hits from Beastly though. Beastly does have an advantage of that 20-yard range. The arena in this area specifically does have some close quarters situations. So for Viserith, he shouldn't really be behind on damage. Perfect route as the Demon Doggers come out, actually stopping him as they're trying to go for the big jump bite. That's actually perfect. Trying to go for a sleep, but the Beastly is going to go for a little bit of recovery. As the Axos is going to try to stop him in place, still has access to blue magic, green magic, all the other types of magic. Nullifying Shroud potentially could have a big go here. Does not have cooldowns yet, but in 8 seconds, he could get himself the big Mastery Burst, and Beastly could potentially be in trouble. I think that's what Viserith is trying to do. Try to establish a Shatter. Big Burst could potentially go for maybe a Obelisk on top of it. Gonna be Beastly trying to see if he can bail out of there. Wow, there's full Shroud. Does get interrupted, but now I think there's no stops for Beastly to really end him. Viserith is going to take that Mastery buff, but he's looking for more recovery than anything. He's able to build himself up a few procs for damage, so maybe he can still have a play. Shadow into Beastly. Big Disintegrator to follow. Is it going to be a Fire Breath right after? Does he have any more damage? Got himself a bit of a heal. Demonic Charge is getting summoned up, and Viserith better be very, very careful. Not a lot of mana left for the Evoker. Definitely needs to go for as much something as possible, but it's kind of very limited on that one crucial resource that you never really think about, but now you kind of do. is that mana. BST using a portal in order to try to see if he can close the gap with the Viserys. Shatter with the disintegrates to follow, getting quite a bit of damage towards the lock. Does he have an interrupt? Deep breath instead. Wait, actually, maybe enough damage to get out of BST. Is gonna go for the Axos versus Viserys. Does Viserys have anything to follow? Trying to go for Sleepwalk versus BST. Doesn't quite connect. Trying to go for a bit of a heal. Living Flame in order to keep himself afloat, as BST does get himself the shield. Viserys has proper recovery. BST does not. Maybe has a Mortal Coil. Maybe could go for Drain, but that is a Battle Master Strike, and once the Dark Pact is over, it could be over for him. Viserys just needs to close the gap and take him down. He just needs one big ability to do work. Viserys got himself the smallest shield ever, but he's walking at BST. BST better have a play Mortal Coil. Demon Doggers trying to get counter-offensive. Viserys better have plenty of healing. Got himself a good self-heal with the Shroud, immune to CC, trying to see if he can catch up to BST, going for a bit of a self-heal. If he could just zoom in over towards BST with a Disintegrate, do a bit of damage, he could just get him. He got him so close. He got him on the ropes. Dark back at the ready for BST. As Viserys does get interrupted, but still, Disintegrates and get blasted. Does he have the angle? Fire Breath does get the interrupt too. Does he get the big Eternity Surge? Disintegrate? Does he? Oh my god, he does take it. Oh my god, fighting through a Demonology Warlock. The Pit Lord, the Army of Burning Legion, but the Evoker is trying to make sure that the aspects are proud of him. Look at Viserys go. With Diabolic's going to be up next, another Demonology. No, another portal by looks of it, but does have a big Fel Lord. That's going to be plenty of challenge for Viserys, as it's going to be full summoning your pets with the guillotine too. So the main pet is super extra deadly, stunning all these pets. Is trying to find himself a better angle. Does get a stun to Diabolics, looking for a bit of a heal. Mortal Coil is not going to help him much. Definitely use whatever he can in order to keep himself alive. Hover with Living Flame is the only thing that's keeping him alive. He has to use Hover with Living Flame. Try to go for sleep immediately as soon as he knows he's going to get interrupted. Does he have anything else to keep him alive? Oh my god, no hell whatsoever. Oh, he needs something, anything. Does get himself plenty of recovery though. My goodness. Gonna be the Roar, potentially could go for big CC onto Diabolics, still trying to keep himself alive, Shadow onto Diabolics, Fire Breath right after, but he's gonna dip under the pillar with a Root onto Diabolics, actually give an opportunity to give some healing. Wait, that is perfect. That Root was actually picture perfect. It couldn't be any better than that. My goodness, gonna be the Shroud, so Viserys could at least go for casts without being interrupted. He could potentially go for the Obsidian Scale too in order to give himself defensives. Does get interrupted, but no stun. No stun, the Shroud protects him. Got himself Living Flame, Obsidian Scale in order to give him more healing. Again, no mana whatsoever. Main just needs to go aggressive. Does get a sleep on the Diabolics, expected for the Warlock to chase after him. But still, very limited on how much healing he could do. Very limited on his survivability chances. Deep breath, but I think it's over. Trying to see if he can fly into the arena. Maybe he can get a heal there too. Steel Shroud at the ready, so he's immune to CC, but the Demon Doggers are just so deadly. And Diabolics is going to end up taking him down. But at least he does put him next to Chicago, so maybe for Chicago it's going to be easier to get himself a proper go versus Dia. Dia getting hit with the Sunder for just second Mortal Coil, sending Chicago in the other direction. And Diabolics trying to see if he can better himself a better angle. Does support, so he can at least use the ports in order to reposition himself versus Chicago. Knows that Chicago is going to chase, and there goes the port. Chicago needs to kind of chase, but like, maybe you can not chase? But I wonder, like, I don't think there's really an option, right? You kind of have to chase after the war. Like, you have to get aggressive. You have to have the mobility. Does have himself the Feral Lunge in order to get back up to the top platform. Diabolics is going to see if he can jump under it. Got a lot of damage. There's going to be even more pets getting sent in. But does Diabolics have enough to finish off Chicago here? Chicago's taking a lot of damage. Big Axos does summon up the Earth Elemental, which is going to help actually draw some of the demons towards the Earth Ellie. If they can keep the Earth Ellie next to all those other pets. So that should take away some of the pressure from Chicago sometimes. It looks like at least one of the pets is attacking the Earth Elemental, which does help Chicago a little bit. At least some pets are attacking. Not all, but some. The Shaman has a wall in case they need to. Mortal Coil sending him out in the opposite direction. Guillotine. They know that the Warlock is just going to jump back up. Like, do you just stay up here and fight the peasants as super empowered? Or do you chase? I think actually in that situation you do jump. You do chase after Diabolics. You do go out to just try to see if you can avoid the other pets. Because those pets are going to be deadly and brutal. Diabolics does go for the port. Perfect opportunity for Chicago to potentially capitalize, but the Fel Lord is going to be camping the Scorner strat. If Chicago wants to fight in the Scorner area, they're just going to get knocked down back to back. That's going to be a stun to Diabolics, potentially double stun. Maybe double stun does get established, but they're getting aggressive, and Chicago is on the retreat. Completely backing up away from the Demonology. Can't really go super far. Definitely needs to make sure that the Curse of Exhaustion isn't constantly slowing them down, especially when they're trying to get some movement behind the pillar. Hand to go down by Diabolics. Got himself even more pets. Could be very deadly for Chicago. Obelisk is down, doing a lot of pressure. Does Chicago have any potential way to deal with it? Roots on all the pets as they're fully empowered. That is going to help them separate, but the Tyrant is going to extend the duration of those pets. All the damage buffs that they got, they're just going to keep trucking it for a little bit longer. Chicago looking for an escape, but down the ramp are all these pets that are super hyper empowered with the Axles. Tyrant trying to see if he can find a better angle. Fear on Chicago. Unable to really leave that corner angle. Sunder onto Diabolics. Maybe they have himself a better Maelstrom setup. Diabolics jumping down, but has himself the port in case things go rough. Sending all the pets in Chicago with a wall to follow. Shot of bolting just to get himself some damage. And resources fear on Chicago with all the pets surrounding him. I think, oh my god, and yeah, the final bite, all the pets do work. With not Biz going to be up next. Diabolics has himself a port, but not a lot of help to work with. Maybe Axtazza can help him. Port needs a port immediately. Does get himself a port, as it was going to be a I think it was a mark for death by the rogue. Mortar coil. Does Biz trinket out of it? He could potentially. Diabolics got a couple of bleeds on him. Spike is going to be over. Yeah, the rogue just taking him out fairly quickly, but that is a warlock walking into a duel with not a lot of health really to help him. Gonna be Chills trying to see if he can get a yoink onto Biz, but he had a pre-cloak with a vanish as the rogue, just trying to see if he can escape the Death Knight entirely. Eyes are available. Chilpills needs to be very careful with the eyeballs. If he finds the right angle, it's not Biz. He needs to send the pets at not Biz, but while you're mounted, you can't control your pets. Looks like he's just gonna go for both eyes. He picked up both of them. That doesn't like extend the duration of like a side, do ya? Looking for the rogue. He got himself the A-bomb. He's hoping that the A-bomb, the swarm around the A-bomb, maybe will get the rogue out in the open, but he doesn't quite do that. It doesn't quite handle it. Sometimes what a lot of pet classes will do is they'll pick up the eyes and will send the pet at the rogue, and they'll kind of see which direction the pet is going, and we'll try to see if he can pincer him. That might have been actually a little bit better. It's two choices. For Unholy Death Knight, it is the only class where you can summon up a pet, mount up, and you kind of just like drag the pet along like a Roomba, scanning for rogues, because that the swarm around the pet will get the rogue out if you ever get close to him. So you're just trying to mount up and just kind of sweep the entire area. But with not Biz, he just kind of hit onto the bridge, and Chilpos checked all the spots where he thought the rogue would be, but it never really checked onto the bridge where rogues usually hide, like a troll. Bridge trolls. That's what most rogues really are. Gonna be a blind into Biz race as a full dots around him. Big grippy hand is up, so the rogue is gonna have a hard time escaping Chilpills as the grippy hand is gonna grip him in. Stun, has a trick for it. Evasion to follow. Both of them are jumping down. Chilpills jumps with the rogue, so you can't really go for that shadow step thing. It looks like Chilpills just gonna stand and wait. Just gotta let the pet do work. I think trying to see if he can avoid the rogue, because he knows the rogue has quite a bit of damage. I'm able to Chilpills as it looks like it's turning around on him. The rogue got himself not a lot of health. The dots are taken down. Oh, the execute does work. I think Chilpills is picking up a playstyle where he's playing more passively. He's just like, alright, I want to get the dots on you, and I'll just let the dots do a lot of the work. Played a dot focus build on Holy DK, summoning up a big A-bomb. Gripping Knife walks in, doesn't really have much in terms of survivability. May have to go for a death pact here. Does use death pact. Army that joins in. Harpoon onto iFox. He wants to stay on top of Chilpills. He can deal with the army, but he needs to find the mastermind of this entire army, this horde of undead. Stun onto iFox. Oh, mad execute by Chilpills, just letting the army and the diseases cripple and just rampage through the hunter. Slow into Fumo immediately. Why he's surrounded by the whole entire pets? It's gonna be Fumo trying to see if he can roll out of it. Blind as the gargoyle is still on Fumo. And Chilpills just trying to see if he can just bail away. Fumo gonna take a lot of dot damage over time. The chain of ice is gonna slow him down. I don't really know what Chilpills can really do. I think he's waiting to go for stuns and just have a stun combos onto Fumo. That's all he can really do. Slow him down, keep him fully dotted. He does need to get a target that he can like Scourge Strike, so his dots can be more effective. But while he's got the dots, he got the triple diseases onto Fumo, death calls from a distance. He's just gonna handle it from range. Look at this on Holy Death Knight. That's like a dot class. Gonna be a big jab, stun into Fumo, do the trinket. They want to go for a trinket. Chilpills with an AMS, trying to make sure there's line of sight from Fumo. Got himself the swarm. If they can maybe get one Scourge Strike onto Fumo, those dots are going to be so much more effective. Fumo trying to see if he can remove those damage over time, but he's just still so low in health. Wants to go for Karma, may have to Karma the main pet as it's empowered. Full defensive for Fumo. I don't really know what they could really do in this situation. Could be anyone's game. Does he catch up to Death Knight? Trying to go for a jab. Chain of Ice but chilled. Oh, turns around with a quick Apocalypse. My goodness. Yo, that was insane. He literally went full dot mode. My goodness, I'm sorry for 2, Diabolics for 2, but Chilpills running these boys down to the ground. My goodness, I think this is the first time we've seen some actual proper damage over time on Holy DK. Don't get me wrong, they always use the disease to like put dots on people, but like a proper let them rot DK with executes and let the army do work really hands off. I don't think we've ever really seen a pure disease dot focused on Holy Death Night before in Duels. This was awesome. And it was Chupa's Axe of Days was first. Oh, was it? Wild. I'm sorry, man. Yeah, hopefully Wild you get hopefully Axe will get a chance to play. Hopefully you'll get a chance to play, my guy. I'm sorry about that. Let's get another one going, man. Axe still gotta get a chance to play. Axe gotta get a chance in here, man. Happy New Year from BK. Thank you so much, Tom. Happy New Year, my guy. My crit, you can't handle my crit. Work my crit. What's up, 8? How you doing, my man? Hope you're having a good one. Let's see, known pounds of dragon before? Really? Well, if you haven't before, now you have. There are websites where you can see that. Probably. Possibly. Not that I would know. Clearly just... yeah. Happy New Year, folks. Here, back home, ready to watch some Duels. What's up, Blood Neck? How you doing, my man? Hope you're having a good one. Welcome, welcome. Hope you are having a wonderful evening. The Chupa's ready. Chicago, let me know when you're ready. I will be good to go. Once Chicago is ready, we got more duels. I'm down. I don't know how long we're going to keep going, but I'm down to keep going until you guys are completely tired of them. And then after this, I'm just going to do a bit of work, get some celebration done. 5 ready. Let's go. Let's get a... What arena do we want to do? Hook point? Let's do a hook point just to get even more variety in here. I think that'd be fantastic. I think that'll be wonderful. If it works. Otherwise, we'll do like an Grand or something. Or Tiger's Peak. Tiger's Peak is also good. Tiger's Peak is an awesome arena. Or at least I like it a lot more nowadays. I used to be not a big fan of it. But I think it ends up working pretty well as a dueling arena. You know what I mean? Like, there's some arenas that I like thematically. Like the Legion one with Ashemanes. I think it looks great. And it plays okay in 2s and 3s. But like in a 1v1, having that one pillar a little bit longer than others, it is tough. Happy New Year. Been watching you for a long time. And this is the first time I actually message. Just now getting back into World of Warcraft. Who's the easiest and most powerful melee? I would say I'm making a video on some of the most powerful classes in the game right now, actually. But I'm going to give you a bit of a spoiler. Demon Hunter is a fantastic choice. That or a Rogue. Both of them are good, but honestly, a lot of melee are good. Like, if there's a melee you like, there's a playstyle of, like you haven't played a Shaman in a while, and you want to be like, you know what, how's Enhancement doing? That's also doing good. How's Feral doing? Also good. But if you want the ultimate biz for everything, I'd say Demon Hunter is probably in the top tier, the top echelon of it all, man. You know? At least that's what I would say. But chat, you guys can recommend me if you want to. Help a brother out. Recommend him a couple of classes out here. Are you guys already going? Oh, crap. Okay, never good. Switch. Axe of Days is already going up versus Chicago off the bat. Try to see if you can get some damage versus Shaman. Already able to break faster their defenses. I definitely was not late getting my audio set up or anything like that. Trying to see if we can charge around the corner, able to catch up, playing that full bloodbathy build. That's going to be mad executes right now for Axe. Just got him some plenty of healing, not even popping a defensive. Reflecting case is going to be a big slap by Chicago. Kind of limiting also the amount of magic damage Chicago could do with a strong bolt, locking him down. Quick charge, just relentless. The warrior doesn't let him go anywhere at all. Just going for the big bloodthirst, bloodbath over and over. Does go for a big defensive. Looks like he's going to go for a little bit of recovery. Seeing, expecting the pressure out of Chicago. He knows exactly when to use a defensive. And decided, you know what, right now is the time to do it. How did myself a bloodbath go? Most warriors playing bloodbath nowadays? They gotta be, right? I feel like a lot of them do. I think what I'll know is if he's a bloodbath or just a bloodthirst bleed build, depending on how often he gets reckless's procs. If he gets a lot of them, then it's a bloodbath build. Otherwise, it's just like a bleed build with a bloodthirst, which is similar, just a lot more armor piercing rather than like a spammy playstyle that lets you like every global you press on a strong ability. You know what I mean? Got himself plenty of damage. Chicago's trying to avoid him as best as possible. Happy New Year, my guy. Appreciate you. Aspen, you think Warriors DK about us? Really? Okay, fair enough. Admin has told me which are the best. Yeah, I can do Winter Sun. Definitely. You might have to remind me after this game, though. I can definitely add you. You got a team? You got a group for 5v5 duels? Is that what trying to get me added, or just like just for the sake of ad? How you doing, my man? Happy New Year. I don't know if you, unless you're NA, and then it's in like what, 4 hours? 5 hours? Chicago able to get the bearings a little bit, got themselves a wall. They're ready to go. Axe for Days taking a big alley blast, has the charges to catch up to Chicago. No matter how far you get knocked back, this man can always get back over the big spiritual act that Chicago may have to wall. It does go for the wall, but is that wall going to be enough? Going to be thunder into an axe toss or a stun totem? But so Axe for Days doesn't go down. Why does it say Axe Toss? I think I'm just so used to like seeing the double stun combos from Warlocks. I see the Capacitor Totem. Is this an Axe Toss? Chicago kind of low on health. No more wall available as Axe for Days getting back-to-back executes versus the Shaman. Absolutely obliterating him right now in damage. Doing some work too. Getting a couple of those back-to-back executes. Just blasting him out of the game. Quick Fear onto the Shaman. As Axe looking to maybe get himself a little bit more damage. Big Thunder to lock down Chicago. Doesn't go for a charge that time around. Disarm onto the Shaman as they get rooted. Kind of limited what they could do. Definitely needs to get himself another burst combo. The problem is a lot of his burst damage is going to end up with Chicago's Ascendance or Chicago's wall so well. It's going to be really hard counter. Axe though, trying to see if he can fight through the random procs of Ascendance. Big Ellie Blaster Faller may be resorted to popping big defenses as another Ascendance comes out. Axe for Days, oh, big Ellie Blast. The man was just trying to pick up steam, just trying to see if he can recover a little bit of health with every single Bloodthirst. But that Ellie Blast does pierce through all their armor, just shattering the man on the floor. He did really, really well, but that's a tough matchup, man. Big blast, big swing by the Fellord for Diabolics as he's coaching. Trying to see if he can push Chicago into the corner. Axe Toss, but one of the pets could go for a second Axe Toss. All the pets are empowered for just a second. I guess the Obelisk maybe died. If Chicago could prioritize Obelisk, they could reduce a lot of the physical damage from all these pets. Double Stun to Diabolics, can't really do much about it. Could potentially be in a trouble, but Chicago, Mortal Coil sending him out. And that's going to be a Tyrant with the Obby right next to him, but Chicago's going to go far. Gonna go long distance with the Obelisk, can't empower all these pets. Obelisk does have a pretty decent range actually. For like pet empowerment, like I think a 30-yard range maybe, but if you can pull the pets, maybe 25, but if you can pull the pets past a certain yard range, then no longer get the empowerment of the Obelisk, where they have faster casting, faster auto attack speeds. Diabolics does go for a few on Chicago, and Chicago kind of waddles in place. Gonna be a big stun by the main pet as they're going for a guillotine, and the pet just going fisticuffs versus Chicago, just blasting them out with massive auto attacks. Viscera trying to see if he can slow down all the pets, maybe get a root into Diabolics, trying to see if he can hover over to him, does get himself the Shroud, may just want to go for Shroud as well as the Obsidian Scales, just to make sure he can get interrupted. If he can only get an angle versus Diabolics, he'll be in a fantastic spot. Trying to go for a Eternity Surge, but doesn't quite get it. Full cooldowns at the ready for the Evoker. Just seems to find himself a better angle versus Diabolics. Does go for the Shroud. Uninterruptible. Got the full CC onto Diabolics. Full Shatter on top of it. Living Flame trying to make some big damage happen. Deep Breath to follow. Does Diabolics go down here? Taking a big forward. Does burn a Trinket. As super low health. Viscera just needs a little bit more damage just to take him down. Gonna be a Mortal Coil. Does Diabolics have any more CC to chain onto Viscera as they try to go behind the pillar, maybe catch up a little bit of healing? But the guillotine comes down. Viscera's going to take a lot of damage from all these pets. Trying to see if he can just heal through the demonic army. Demon Dog is charging in. Big shadow onto Diabolics. Does he have the damage to follow? Disintegrate, but it's going to be a big shield for Diabolics. The procs of Eternity Surge from Disintegrates is already enough to shatter through that shield. Big Demon Dog is aims flying in. All the pets are just surrounded Viscera. Even sending the aims for Implosion just to make sure you get the most damage. Trying to go for a Sleepwalker to Diabolics. But those pets are surrounding you. No more mana to heal. I think it's over. Oh, the pets do take you out. With the stun immediately by iFox. Diabolics is going from one competitor into the next, just absolutely worn out, having to rotate defensives, but does have himself a big port to get away from iFox. It looks like he's going to charge out at him, maybe try to see we could potentially maybe kite him back over towards the Fellord, but looks like he's just standing right next to him, trying to go for a quick cast of fear. Hand go down right after. iFox trying to see if he can end the duel right then and there. Does Diabolics have any more defenses? Trying to go for a try and stand as aggressive as possibly can be. Definitely needs a heal. Trying to go for a drain, but iFox is able to get a swing with Shatter is not even giving him a chance. Man, Diabolics, I feel like that should almost kind of count towards Diabolics. He really softened the Hunter up for Shatter to walk up and take him. He did continue all the pressure, just kept trucking on the Hunter. If only he was able to survive just a little bit longer where the pets could just finish off the Hunter, I think that would have been the case. Fumo gonna be up next, immediately disarming the Shaman from his weapons. And the man, he got weapons on one hand, elements on the other. You only disarm like a portion of his damage. Only a portion of his power. Big alien blast to Fumo as they are under a ton of pressure immediately. Stormbolt, not Stormbolt, Sunder, as it's going to be a Karma, reverse the damage. Fumo summoning up Zuen, trying to see if they can go counter offensive, but Shadowrun doesn't care for Karma. He's just going to blast right through it. His belief in the elements is bigger than any other kind of Karma. He doesn't really believe in the whole aspect of Karma in general. Shadowrun is a dwarf. Does he have himself the Dwarven Racial? Because he could remove those bleeds right now. He needs the Dwarven Racial immediately. Otherwise, I think he's over. I think he's goner. Oh no. I think he may have trinketed. When you trinket, you put the Dwarven Racial in like a 30-second CD. So for this race, he just goes in full dots. Unless you can Dwarven Racial it, there's not much you can do. Now Biz trying to see if he can escape the icy, frosty chill of the diseases of Chupas. He's gonna go for Cork Shadows. Chupas more or less knows where the rogue is gonna be. But now he's kind of guessing. Second guessing himself. Does he drop down Death and Decay? He thinks maybe I can find the rogue. He decided he's gonna go for the far eye. Definitely needs to get the main pet over there. Again, mounting up. Looking for the rogue himself. Finds him. Knows where he's at. Needs to get the pet over there to get the rogue out of stealth. It's gonna get an auto attack through the pillar. At least get an auto attack through this like wooden pillar. At least there's like holes. I feel like you could reach a weapon and maybe get a tag on the guy, you know? Like a ghoul could just like claw right through it like it's Walking Dead and try to see if he can get a big claw swipe onto that best. Gonna be a big grippy hand for the rogue. Does get himself smoke grab, shadow step, avoiding Chupas entirely. But the grippy hand does yoink him back in. Has himself evasion together with feint. Potentially could use a blind here too. The main pet surrounding him from the other side. Fully dotted. I think it's over. He realizes it's gone. He realized the game is over. The death that just used to establish the dots once on you. And it's just done. My goodness. Shadow's got 2 kills there. And I mean, one of them was a hunter. Diabolics though with a pet build, man. Not even played the Nether Portal. Just empowerment of raw, beefy pets. That's crazy. That's just a lot of damage, man. If we got a groups, man, let's get another one going, man. I got some more arenas we could do. I think we gotta do Tiger's Peak, man. I think that'd be really fun. We gotta see Chilpills go first, man. One of these with that unholy dot build. I wonder if you could just rot people down and just basically put dots in AFK most of the times. I wonder if that's a possibility at this point. I'll be doing good. Chill dies. I get to have fun. Wow. Nope, not doing it. That's all good. That's all good. Yeah, it's a rough one. Happy New Year. See you from you here. Cool content. Thanks so much, Aspen. Appreciate ya. I'm guessing it's too late to rejoin the duels. You can if you want to, Malachi. I don't know if there's spots. Maybe if Shilpa's got a +1, they can get in. Maybe you could join in there. But yeah, I could join in. Yeah, I'm more than welcome to, Winter Sun. You guys are more than welcome to. If they're gonna have groups, they'll probably list them in Raid's Legacy if they need more. Can't earn any more conquests for the week, so dumb PvPing. Lol. Yeah, you do get a conquest cap every week. As long as you maximize the conquest cap, you're good. Have you gotten your conquest cap and your weekly world PvP quest? Because if you get world PvP objectives in certain areas, you get these sparks of life, and you could trade them for like decent, not the best PvP gear, but very decent items of 421 item level scaling in PvP. That's a way to like supplement your PvP items before you can get yourself a full conquest set. I think it's definitely worth getting if you haven't done that, Brian. Because you can get some, you get yourself one more item. I've been getting like some of the offset pieces. Like I'm going very heavy on rogues. Sorry for the verb, by the way. I'm going very heavy for rogues. Like Owl Rogue, actually playable, but they're playing very crit heavy playstyle now. Very low haste, which is exactly the same thing we do in PvE too. We actually don't want a lot of haste in PvE either. But we're going for like very low haste values. And we're going for as much versatility and crit as we can. Crit heavy because we can get ambushes and pistol shots that do more damage when they crit. So we just basically all crit. Establish between the eyes on somebody, 20% more crit to them or more crit chance on them. So that just gives us so much output. Big ambushes when they crit, when they get a big old a lot of bad stats in my classes with Sparks gear. With Spark gear. No. I don't mean like I don't mean Sparks of Creation. I mean there's a Spark of Life quest. It's not a spark in the same way. It's not a creation. So it's like a, if you go to the where the train dummies are at, where the PvP vendors are, there is a vendor or there's an NPC there that usually will be like, hey, go do objectives while war mode is active in my zone, and you'll collect this thing called Spark of Life. You bring me 100 Sparks of Life, and I give you this badge, and you can exchange it for like world PvP gear of higher quality. That's what I mean. So that one, not using Sparks of Creation. Use that one instead. Haste, faster energy spend, so why is haste bad? For Outlaw, the builds right now that we play, so the build that plays into Roll the Bones playstyle with Keep It Rolling actually wants negative haste because it doesn't need it. It doesn't really need it. You have so much good generation, so you basically with too much haste, you overcap it on energy. And you're kind of losing out on value. Chicago's ready. I want to see if Night King is ready or if he's done for the night. Chills, let me know if you're ready, if you're looking for more. But yeah, so right now it's just very, haste values are very, very low. Like for PvE content. Maybe for assassination haste, it's kind of useful. there, but for Outlaw Rogue, haste, if you're playing keep it rolling build, no haste. You don't want any haste. Because you have plenty of output, plenty of energy regen, you have a lot of comp point generation through other sources, and you also have procs that give you big energy. Like, the talents for rogues have been incredibly good. We have a lot of things that we combine together that make haste super less valuable. We have vigor that you can run together with deeper stratagem and together with secret stratagem over in the Outlaw Rogue tree. All that together, that's a lot of comp point generation. We got comp point generation efficiency with echo and command, together with reverberation or with an ambush focused build. Cinder strikes, pistol shots, all build energy efficiently. So they're so efficient. We don't need more haste. We get to the point where we have so much haste that it actually gets harder to keep up with the rotation. It's better to get more value on accurate abilities, accurate use of abilities, rather than overwhelmed with energy, overwhelmed with haste, and make mistakes. It's actually better just to get more damage. Plus, crit is fantastic for us. Versa, big damage increase. Haste, not really necessary. Crit allows our comp point builders, like pistol, ambush, sinister strikes, to do 20% more damage. It's really, really valuable. Very, very valuable. Haste is not a great stat for Outlaw Rogue anymore. Maybe Shadow Dancy ambush build uses a little bit of haste, but not a lot. It's, for the most part, it's not a stat that's valuable. In fact, Mastery is more valuable for Outlaw Rogue than haste at this point. Reason is, Mastery is a terrible stat on its own. But if we find an Outlaw Rogue out here, it looks like that is a rogue. Is that the same one? That's a sub-rogue. So we have the talent that gives Mastery. Our Mastery gives us a chance to, like, attack an enemy with, like, an extra auto attack worth of damage. Like a 30% chance to, like, auto attack him again. It's a very, very small hit, but it doesn't do much, but it's generally kind of okay. It's just a low proc chance. It's usually 30% proc chance. So we don't want to miss points of the Mastery because Mastery buffs the damage of that extra proc attack. And because it's a 30% chance, it's just like, imagine you bank up a bunch of it and you just get unlucky and you just don't get any Mastery procs. Like, when you get big Mastery, it's a lot of damage. When you don't, you don't. But we can change it to a 40% chance with the talent, which we get naturally by going down the pistol shot tree. So it's something you pick up on the way. This means Mastery has a 40% chance to proc a set of 30. That's enough. That's significant enough to bring it to a more viable state where that damage isn't the worst. Where crit versa is still going to dominate as the secondary stats, but if you had to choose between like crit Mastery or crit haste, Mastery ends up being a little bit better. It's weird. Chicago groups is ready? I know they are, but Night King, I don't know if his group is ready or if he's down for the night. But I have no idea. Working on the group. Night King, do you have a team? Do you have a 5-man squad? If you want to list the team, chilled, you can list it in Raid's Legacy, or if you want me just to join in and list it for you, I can do that too, my guy. Whatever you want, my man. Whatever you want. Also, we got Lich King, but also we got Lich Kong over here. Try to see if we can just rush over to the rogue. Let's see how this goes, man. Let's see how this goes. This Arms Warrior versus Rogue speared him, but he's kind of stopped. Stunned. Warwick, unless you got evasion, man. I think you're dead. Got him some dance, but can he escape? Trying to rush out, but the charge, man. Root's in place. Trinket blind? Did you get a root? My man, Warwick. That is not how that works. Wait, I got a sap? He got his Zerkers. His Zerkers, he's trying to go eat in front of him. What are you doing? Warwick, oh, you deserve that. You deserve that execute. Warwick literally stabbed him and started eating in front of him. It's a warrior. You can just bust out of it. What are you pop in? Wish you happy New Year. See you next year, yo, man. Thanks so much, my guy. Happy New Year, my man. Hope you have a wonderful one, man. Hope you have a good one. Is Night King gone? I'm gonna guess Chupa's maybe gone, but I'm not sure. He hasn't said anything at all. He just leaves me on red, man. Can you believe it? I do all these things for him and he leaves me on red like that? Unbelievable. Getting combatant 1 is really tough. Once I finally got it, I had to win even more to get the mount. Yeah, man. Well, combatant 1, it shouldn't be difficult. It shouldn't be that difficult. But I'm glad you got it, man. Hey, you know, gotta start somewhere, right? Fight into the combatant 1. Gotta get a bunch of games in. Just make it like a goal to get a certain amount of games every single week. And just try to establish that goal. And then play outside of that. Because at least what you could do is like conquest cap and then eventually get the mount, right? Unless you just like jonesing for the mount right now, you need it. You can also check out 2v2 and 3v3 if you're not doing solo queue. Just said anything? 3 out of 5. So Chill's looking for more. We're in LOG. Okay. So Chill's looking for more. Malachi, you're more than welcome to join Chill's Chicago is looking for more in LFG. Wait, are you guys in LFG and Raids Legacy? Because it chills if you do Raids Legacy listing. I know, weird. Why would you do Raids Legacy? Because cross faction, like because Alliance and Hordes can all join your group. If you do custom, it's just only Horde, only Alliance, because you're Alliance. But if you do Legacy Raids, then anybody and everybody can join, whether you have them added on your real ID or not. You can just add whoever. Like kind of Chicago has a listed for High Mall, 5V5 1v1 Duels, and they got a group together. You could do the same. I don't know if that'll be helpful or not. Playing healer has been rough. What healer are you playing right now? Yeah, I do agree with you. I feel like, especially if you don't do a lot of arenas, the first time playing healer can definitely be like daunting. It's a lot to learn because you got to learn how to kick, you got to learn how to cast, you got to learn how to not get kicked, you got to learn how to manage your cooldown so you don't blow everything all at once. Positioning is very, very important. But at least healers, I feel like, have a lot of healing output right now. I feel like the game is more favored towards healers because it's much slower than it has been in a long while. I feel like trying to heal in Shadowlands was like, wait, you literally can't. You either got to know what's going on, otherwise things are going to hit you before you know what the hell's happened. In this one, it's a little bit easier. Druid healer, that's a fantastic choice. Make sure you keep your hots rolling, use your power shifting as best as you can. Cyclone is your friend, Barkson is your friend. You have a lot of cooldowns. Some are long-term CDs, some are shorter CDs, but you have a fantastic class that can get out of CC. That also has a good output. Learn how to play defensively while bear form is active. If you can learn how to do that efficiently, then you can survive most encounters. It's definitely very, very important. I will look up, if anybody I will look up, I don't know if Markers plays Druid anymore. He might have abandoned that thing. But Marcus used to do really a lot of Druid stuff. A lot of aggressive Druid play. He'd been on a Monk grind, on the Evoker grind, and like even previously Paladin stuff on Discord before. I feel like Holy Paladins just beat me up all the time. Holy Paladins would beat me? Like whenever you're fighting, Holy Paladins are on you the entire game. I mean, they do have quite a bit of damage though. Yeah, Paladins can definitely do quite a bit of damage. Let me see, does Shilpa's relist his in raids? No, yeah. So I don't know where Shilpa's listed. He's probably listed in custom. But Chills, if you were to relist in Raids Legacy, it'd be much, much easier to find you. Unless you did list. But I don't only see Chicago's group. 5? But he was able to get boys in here. Chicago! We're ready. Are you ready? Fury, Reckless build dead? I think Reckless is still really good. Never mind, he is still left. Okay, okay. Never mind. I guess it's gone. They need a +1 still. Any interesting duels today? A lot of crystals. Arcane Mage drilling through people. We got Evokers popping back over. We got more Warlocks as per usual. We don't have too many Rogues, too many Hunters, too many of nothing. Shamans are doing pretty good too. We got Chupas playing the Unholy Death Knight with a dot pet build. Mostly, not even in your face build, but like a keep them away, but keep them rotted with big executes. It's kind of cool. It's very different. Yeah, they have a lot of stuns. Stun opens and just can't take him out. Just can't take me out of the game sometimes. Holy Paladins? Okay, at that point, I think I don't really know. At that point, Bars. I guess I would say Barskin when they're about to do big damn, and maybe Bear Form. Bear Form is big. If you can pre-Bear Form the stun, that could be huge. But it definitely would take a lot of practice, especially if you're new to PvP. It's a lot of practice, but just keep at it, my guy. Keep trying new stuff. Eventually, it'll work. Let's do Nokudon again. I kind of like the arena. I think it's kind of good. I'll try to see if the groups are ready. Chicago and Night King ready? Let's go, boys. Let's go. Oh, I actually might end up playing Outlaw Rogue for Send then. Okay. Alrighty, hopefully I get it saved. The audio. Trying to make sure I get them all prepped and all good. Is the mix. There we go. Looks like apparently new locks came out for Senarath. It looks like maybe Outlaw is better. I was trying to figure out what to do with that assassination. Looks like I can just go back to playing Outlaw on that one. It seems like an Outlaw fight, but for some reason everybody was Assassination. I think for the boss damage maybe. Gonna be not Biz, gonna be first up. That's a lot of rogues in Team 2. At least it's a bit of variety. Some Assass, some a sub. But that's a lot of rogues, man. They're gonna have to be using all that teamwork as rogues to fight these warlocks. Gonna be full dot open onto Beastly as not Biz. Trying to see if we can evasion. Does evasion. The axe toss by the main pet. But this is an opportunity for Beastly to summon a whole entire army. And not Biz is not going to have an evasion for it. Gonna be full another portal. Does the rogue go for a vanish? She may just have to vanish as soon as all the pets come out. Does he have any dooms on him? This is where if a warlock running doom, you may potentially be able to apply doom on the rogue. And that could help you find them. But while the eyeballs are not up, there's no way you're going to find them at all. That tyrant, that full pit lord is going to look glorious, looking massive. But he doesn't really get much value out of it. I feel like they should make him even bigger. Like the pit lord should be massive, like an actual world boss in the arena. How good would that look, chat? How good would that be? Now Biz is able to evade majority of the demonic onslaught. Does go for Growth, but Beastly trying to see if he can stay mounted. Goes in for the axe, the demons all diving in. Second sub to follow. Trying to go for a tyrant. Mortal Call into Biz. Does go for a trinket. Cloaker Shadows to follow, but these pets are mostly physical damage. The demon doggos as well as the double Felguard that didn't work. Oh my goodness. I think he just might go down right here. Unless trying to see if he can take down the Obby, but I think he's still maybe in a tight spot. The pets are surrounding him. Fear right gonna be next by Beastly, but he just one more global versus Biz. I think Biz goes down. No, cheat death. And Beastly does end up taking him out. That is a rough one. Viserys with the full shroud ready. He wants to see if he can take down the rogue really quickly. Rude onto Beastly. Shatter right after. Big burst to follow. Trying to go for an unstoppable playstyle. That's going to be full burst on Beastly. No way to stop it. Deep breath to follow. Does go for a Soulborn Warlock Hellstone. Big disintegrates are up for Viserys. As long as he can get the angle versus Beastly, he'll be in a great spot. Interrupt him on that tyrant. That's going to start to say mobile on him. Knocking him off the ledge right now. Does he have the damage? It's going to be a mortal call. Finally, the shroud falls off. Beastly can actually establish some sort of control over Viserys. We'll see if it'll end up working out for him at all. As Beastly does die behind the pillar. Viserys is backing up out of there. Why has he got this entire army of pets attacking him? I would imagine you would want to like stay on Beastly. But maybe he's just trying to avoid majority of the pets, trying to see if he can wait for them to wane, wait for some cooldowns of his own. He did commit a lot of cooldowns there. Double use of wall, as well as a shroud to give him immunity. Tyrant gonna be up next, no way to stop it. Gonna be an Axos as he's trying to get a blue cast off. That's gonna be Tyrant doing quite a bit of damage, so not nearly as powerful as they were, these Tyrants, but they're still very, very effective. And I imagine, are Warlocks playing the beefy Tyrant, or they're playing the Tyrant that's there for longer? I think they're playing the cooldown reduction on Tyrants, aren't they? Deep breath. Beastly trying to see maybe we can avoid it. Does get clipped. It's going to do a lot of damage to him. Big disintegrates by Viserys trying to look for procs. Booing Mortal Coil by Beastly looking for that fear. Can he escape the Evoker though? If the Evoker has the hover ability, locked him down the sun, potentially could take him out right here. Does Viserys have any more healing? Just trying to go for Living Flame, hoping that'll be enough right now. No interrupts by Beastly, giving Viserys an opportunity to potentially recover. Big disintegrate, lots of procs, roots onto all these pets. There's going to be an axe toss, but it's only going to be oh, that is a stun. I was thinking maybe just an interrupt as Viserys trying to go for a little bit of a self-heal. Beastly is just a moment away from dying right now. Next, a beam could be deadly, but this is where Viserys needs to choose whether he wants to charge at Beastly or go recovering behind the pillar. He's gonna go for Shroud, got himself the full wall, everything. Needs to go for healing, but I think why he got the Shroud, why he's got a wall, he needs to get in there and finish it. He needs to commit some damage. Trying to go for Big Shatter. Does he have a good output? Trying to go for a heal. Mastery Burst. Knocking Beastly back for just a second. Big Disintegrates. Can't get interrupted. Cannot get CC'd though. Trying to see if he can avoid the Axe Toss. It's going to be Big Deep Breath. Is it going to be enough though? I think maybe does it take him? Needs one more eternity search. Oh, it does establish it at the very end. That was a rough one. With Gaza Rogue going to be up next, immediately Shadow Blades, Shadow Striking the guy, trying to go for a big old go. Secret technique, not giving him a chance. Just taking him out with a quick vanish immediately. But a Rude out of Chicago, make sure the Rogue can't escape, but the Cloak Shadows is being used just to make sure he gets himself a quick getaway. Chicago's picking up the eyes. Gaza wants to be sure to be on top of Chicago as soon as they pick up the eyes and trying to establish control early on. Use Secret technique really early. Doesn't have one of the dance charges. Cloak of Shadows was used really early on, so maybe Chicago can build up a bit of that magic damage, a bit of that elemental damage. That would be in a fantastic spot. Sees where the Rogue is at. The Ghost Raptors are going to be able to stop him, but the Rogue does get himself a proper opener anyway with a cheap shot. Secret technique for Chicago. It doesn't do nearly as much damage ever since the initial nerfs. Gonna be Chicago. Got himself basically plenty of healing. Rogue continuing to get shadow strikes. Got himself big evasion. Looking to maybe crack through Chicago's defense with the viscerates and strikes. Stun, double stun. But that's gonna be chicken out of the Rogue. Does he have a one out? That's gonna be second stun. Doesn't quite get to escape. That's gonna be Shadow Mill for just a moment, but a Flame Shock is gonna keep him out in the open. If only Chicago had control over Earth Elemental, so they could stay on Gaza Rogue longer, I feel like that would have been a fantastic spot. As long as there's a Flame Shock on the Rogue, he's gonna be caught out of the open. Root Totem is going to get him caught, trying to go for Smoke Bomb, potentially has himself a big go. Blades at the ready, wants to go for some damage with Chicago. Does he have a proper go here? Trying to get some Shadow Strikes, but a big Alien Blast taking him out with a cheat death off the Ascendance does go for Secret Technique. Chicago's health does dip kind of low for just a moment, but he was okay. Well done. Diabolic is going to be up next. Yeah, no way, with that going to be up. That's the lead defenses for the Assassin, Sub-Rogue Chef's Kiss. Yeah. It's definitely going to be rough with WAP. Definitely in that one, it is going to be rough, no matter what you do. Chicago trying to see if they can fight through Diabolic's full. Fellord was summoned up with a guillotine. Diabolic's trying to see if he can go for a port. Chicago going to use the mobility, going to use the position of the Warlock to actually escape him. Trying to see if he can get himself in a better position. Does himself the Storm Strikes that give him free Chain Lightnings too. Big Ascendance out of Chicago. Just trying to see if they can focus down that pet. I think maybe might even just keep that pet low. Try to get Wind Strikes, random wind damage, bunch of procs with Chicago. Got himself like a perma Ascendance build. He's going to go for Trinket to make sure he can establish himself a bit of more pressure with Diabolic. Just trying to keep the damage rolling, as the Ascendance is still keeping him alive right here. That's a lot of output for the Ascendance, man. Root onto all these pets, try to see if he can back up out of there. That Ascendance gives you lots of procs, lots of that Maelstrom too, as you get on those windy auto attacks from. But this is big Ascendance with full Demon Doggo charging out, full Obelisk down. Diabolics could be in a bit of trouble. Fear to follow. Massive Ascendance. What is this Ascendance proc build? Chicago just locking those Ascendances. They're just constantly procking. For Diabolics, it's a lot of pressure. Every time a Chicago gets an Ascendance procking next to Diabolics, he does a bunch of nature damage right next to him. It's a ton of output, but the demons do overwhelm the Shaman. The Ascended Elemental looks like goes down to the might of the Demonic Legion. Look at those imps, man, an entire army, entire squadron of all these pets. I mean, that was a lot of pets to deal with. Zealotry is gonna be up next as a, what are you, Blood Elf? Undead. For some reason, it looked like a Blood Elf. I think it's just because of the way you opened up on and the Mog. But now that I see the Scoliosis, it definitely is an Undead. Definitely is a female Undead. Gonna be 7 minutes into the duel, dampening, ramping up little by little. We'll see if Diabolis can get himself a good go versus Zealotry. Garrote in the opener. Zealotry, Axe Toss, immediately Trinkets decides to go for a kidney shot. Trinket out of Diabolis, though, burning off the Trinket, trying to establish control over the Rogue before the Rogue can get himself a proper go. The Rogue, does he have himself a setup? Is that a Vanish early on? Fellord dropping in, trying to see if he can stop the Rogue. Going to be evasion and Cloak Shadow. Zealotry, just trying to see if he can immune all physical and magical damage. Diabolis does have a lot of dots on him. Wait, oh, he still does take him down, though. He did get all the dots in the world. He was able to do it. My goodness. And Pizza Slayer out here. What is his name? I love it. Look at this guy. Pizza Slayer. What a champ. Death and Decay is going to get him out in the open. If Chill Puss can get a nice, good dot setup on him, it's going to be in a great position. Cloak of Shadows really early on by the Rogue. Got himself Cloak of Shadows as an Amos is up for Chill Puss, trying to dampen some of the Shadow Blades damage. And it's going to be evasion for the Pizza Slayer, but he's going to just be out there with the army of the undead. Slowed down. Chill Puss just doesn't want to touch him. Letting the pets just take him. There's nothing he can do about it unless he wants to vanish it. Oh, maybe should have vanished it. But down he goes. My goodness. What is that? Diabolics with 2? Man, well done, well done. Well done, well done. The Rogue does take you out, though. That gotta go for the Rogue, man. He does end up beating you at that point. Full dots, letting the rot happen, death mark, everything. Assassin still got a plenty deadly damage over time, man. Especially inside of the death mark window. My goodness. Hey, brother, is this an A or EU? James, these are NA. Friday are for EU, Saturday for RNA. I mean, even if you were to host this on Saturday EU, there would be no way anybody would join in, man. It's New Year's. They're out celebrating them. They're out having a good time. It's big over there in EU. NA celebrates it, but EU big time celebrates it. I've been picking 1v1 before. Nothing you could do versus Unholy, especially this patch. Yeah, I guess Unholy may be a little bit rough, especially if you get the full dot and the pets. Like, maybe you can go for a Vanish Reset, have another go. But as long as you can survive the Rogue's big go, you should mostly be fine, I imagine. Mostly. Happy New Year. See you next time. Sounds good, Baldwin. Thanks so much for joining, my guy. Happy New Year to you too, my man. Happy New Year to you too, my guy. Get it back on for work. It's been a while. Yeah, mother welcome, man. What can I apply? Well, the groups are going to be listed in LFG. Any groups that we have are going to be listed in LFG. Chicago looking for one more. I don't know how many Night King needs, but Chicago does need a +1. So we can help for James, man. Chicago, if you could save him a spot. Save a spot for James. James, what's your character's name? Chicago can be looking out for you. Join the groups over in the Raids Legacy section. Yeah, let him know your name so maybe Chicago can be looking out for you. Chicago, be a beauty. Please save a spot for James. I don't know if Night King needs more boys, but I think maybe his team is ready to go still. Chill needs one. Okay, but Chill Pose needs to also open up a group and then Big Stupid. Okay. That's a great name. So Chicago, look out for my man Big, yeah? My man Big. And we need one more for Night King as well, wherever he has his group listed. But I don't think he does the LFG Raids Legacy, but he does find people anyway. That or maybe he does, but I just don't see it. But yeah. So the group is going to be in the Raids Legacy. Type in number 5 in the search, and you should be able to see him pretty easily. That should be pretty easy then, yeah? While I go back to setting up my, on my end, background stuff. He does, just doesn't see it. I wonder why then, you know, because I have him out of real idea, unless he's like offline or something, but he can't be offline because otherwise I won't be able to queue him. So I don't know. That's weird. Yeah, that's weird. I have no idea really then. Chills out only DK in the hardest match. I imagine like anything that's a physical classes are pretty big for him. Chicago 5, Lich King, Night King. Let me know when you're ready, my guy, and we'll be good to go. Harpy's Pet. What is that name? 207. For some reason I read that as a 707. I was about to say, like, how do you have that much health? Harpy's Pet. Adaptation. Oh no. Oh no. I feel like adaptation is such a new player bait. It's a new player trap. Unless you know how to use adaptation, it's such a weird trinket. Oh, it'll just automatically trinket for me if I ever set a long CC. But then it's like you walk into a rogue and they sap ya. I mean, there are some players out there that are just diving into PvP. Like I have a guildie of mine who was trinketing rogue saps because he's like, well, I don't want the rogue to have an opener on me. You know? Blinken Park, my man, one Arcane Blast will do it, right? Wait, Arcane Blast doesn't break my freeze? I'm sorry, what? I'm sorry, freeze doesn't break? Arcane Blast doesn't break freeze? Huh? I can just hit you with an ability that doesn't break it? Or is that like a refreeze? What is going on? What a way to lock people down, man. That's crazy. I don't understand what just happened. Also, all the boards are dead. I'm trying to get a health. Where's a heal? There we go. There's a swine. Big heal. Do I have leech in this thing? I do, 10%. That's a 10% leech. Does something here gives me leech? Hold on, leech. Oh, I do. Just base 10% leech. That's nutty. Alright, chill. Let me know when you're ready. We'll be good to go, my guy, yeah? Dude, I wish they brought in the dragon riding into older zones, because I love to hang out here with everybody, but then just float around and fly. That's just been so fun. That's why I like enjoying this. I just like hanging out in Teldrassus when I'm idling, and I'm just flying around trying to see if I can like get through all the different cracks and crevices. Happy New Year from Europe, Celtic. Happy New Year, my guy. For us, it's going to be in 4 hours, man, so we'll be meeting the new year sometime soonish. Is the man just going in versus lockup? What kind of build does the man got? I don't want to see what kind of town builds they play nowadays. Full Pet, Tyrant, Infernal. So they're up like Power Siphon. I wonder if that's good. I know that's good for PvE right now, apparently. It's apparently a really good single target output. I guess you got a lot of resources from Doom and Soul Strike, so you can just insta things. I gotta play some Warlock, man. I got a level 1. Night King ready? Alrighty. What do I throw you guys into, man? What arena? Tiger Speak. Perfect. Alrighty, boys. We're good to go. Sapphire is really good for Portal. But for PvP though, I know that it's good for Portal gameplay, but I don't know if that's a meta for PvP nowadays. Because I think in PvP, like, yeah, Sapphin is good, but it may not be worth a talent point compared to all the other talent points that can buff your pets, and you may already have enough instant cast in order to get your damage up. Doesn't matter what it is, physical damage dealers. Any physical damage dealer? Yeah, so I guess like an Outlaw Rogue or a Warrior would be pretty good too, or like a straight up Marksman Hunter. Anything that just bypasses, I mean, you guys have plate armor too, but like, it's still super squishy against physical. It's crazy. Just all those like random ways to mitigate damage. Like the magic damage, the absorbs, the random procs. I guess the cooldowns in general, yeah? There's better suited for that instead. That's a lot of rogues in team 2, but you know what? It didn't really seem too bad last time. That is a lot of rogues though, so good luck, boys. Good luck, good luck, good luck. Let's see if I can resave that. Hope I saved it. Yo, NA, we gotta catch up to EU, man. We had a lot of games tonight, but we definitely gotta catch up to the EU. Because I've had a lot of duels overall. And they're like in the 80s. As NA just catching up to the 70s. Switch. 3 times in a row. Maybe you could talk to your team and be like, yo team, could I just go once? Like, DK is really bad in dampening. Maybe you could be like, yo team, would you guys be down? Like, I want to show off this build. Dad wants to see it. I want to see how the raw dot build of an Holy DK does without dampener. Maybe they'll let you. Twitch. I don't know if I have not. Gotta be chill pills on team 1 with Dally on that team as well as a rogue, Diabolics, Gaza, as well as iFox already sprawling out versus another rogue. Pizza Slayer gonna be the first man up. I think as a sub rogue last time. We got a pretty heavy rogue team with Not Biss over there, Zealotry Chicago with the trying to pretend to be a rogue, and Big Stupid pretty close to being a rogue, honestly. Big explosive shot onto Pizza Slayer is gonna do a bit of damage. Stunned by the pet around the corner. Gonna be the freezing trap waiting for him. Pizza trying to see if he gives him a go. Cloak of Shadows does immune the freezing trap. iFox with a feign death, backing up out of there, trying to throw grenades, but Pizza with an evasion. This man is way too nimble to be hit by grenade just yet. Big damage on iFox. Sheep shot around. Doesn't have any more defenses. Trinket to follow. iFox turtle. Panic ensues. Definitely needs to go for as much survivability as they can. While Pizza did burn double vanishes. I'm not really sure what he vanished. Maybe for cooldown reduction, but I'm not quite sure. Does avoid the freezing trap around the corner. That's where iFox needs to buy himself some time. Maybe until Bonding Shot is back up. I don't know if they even play it. Maybe until Intimidation is back up. Could put the pet over towards Pizza Slayer, but the man could just build comp points off of that pet. Blinder to the pet. That's a big defensive use or big utility use. Hoping to find himself a restyle, but a freezing trap is going to stop him. I like how he kind of went a little catatonic. As he just leapt upwards. I love some of the ways people get frozen when they walk into a freezing trap. Just hilarious. By this point, iFox should have a stun cone back up, right? But the rogue is fully healthy. Yeah, you're gonna have enough damage in order to blast through the rogue, because he can have a turnaround on you, trying to soften him up with grenades, but he knows he's just, every time he pokes his head out from behind the pillar, the rogue can always just shadow step over to iFox. The rogue is in a fantastic spot right now. The only thing that can really stop him is a freezing trap, which is walking scarily close to. Shadow step towards iFox. Gonna be a kidney shot, locking him down, looking for the Shadow Blaze burst. Does iFox survive this one though? Cheap shot right after his pizza, just absolutely massacring the guy. Stun, but iFox is not ready to counteract the damage. Trying to see if maybe he can make some space. Pizza does go for a cloak, walking next to freezing trap, tripping it, but doesn't go down. iFox is no help whatsoever. Disarm for this moment. Manic manages the last second, but the rogue is in the approach. Freezing trap as he goes in for a stab. That's a cool animation. I think you. Oh, you have one blinded eye, one like good eye, blue eye. My goodness, look at this guy. That kind of rhymed actually, didn't it? Would have just threw it together. iFox in the camo, got himself the safety of stealth, but Pizza has been proactive, trying to see if he can pick up the eyes and find him before iFox can get himself full recovery. Manic Benage and Camera letting him catch up. It's a bit more of an even match now. Freezing Trap waiting. Pizza could go for a trinket. Does he burn it? He does not. But once he get close to iFox, got himself Shadow Strikes back to back. Should be plenty of survivability for him, hopefully. Man got himself evasion in case things go rough. That's explosive shot set up on you. Pizza with an evasion, trying to reduce the damage as best as possible. Physical damage you can reduce, but magic damage and your poison damage, fire damage from grenades, only so much you can do about it. iFox does borrow some help using that big Bear's Fortitude scatter, but the grenades don't break the scatter stun onto Pizza. Does not have a win out, but it's going to be cheat death. Does go for advantage. Dodges Solana Flare, gets him out in the open, try to go for a backstab onto iFox, but he does go for the kill command to take him down. Took him a second there, but he was able to successfully take down the rogue. Jeremiah, my man, how you doing, my guy? What's up, my man? Hope you're having a good one. Chilpa's name is familiar. Night King. That's Chilpa's right there, man. Chilpa's is Night King. Chilpa's is the boy. He's in duels all the time, my guy. Probably that's why it looks so familiar. Gonna be a kidney shot onto iFox is not Biz trying to go for full dots. iFox have nothing. Oh my god. Sub Rogue used to chip away at you. Got a bit of burst, but looking for the lockdown. Assassinations is a whole nother story. Just goes in super hyper deadly. Look at this man, looking like a mad genius over here. Got fell sweeping off of his shoulders, just looking fully toxic. As Dally goes in, Cloak of Shadows immediately, not really sure what he's cloaking here. But it's going to be Abyss with an evasion. Got himself out of the CC pretty quickly on. It's going to be tricking out of Dally. As Nobbiz putting in pressure. Going to be an evasion for Dally. And Nobbiz goes in for a vanish. And Dally's out in the open. He doesn't really get himself a proper resell. Nobbiz potentially has himself a resell though. Is Dally a sass? He is a sass. So should be able to find him, should be able to see him. Does go for a Garrote. Dally trying to go for a bit of that Kyrian resounding protection setup or resounding blast setup, but it's gonna be Dally going down with a cheat death, keeping him alive for a minute. But Biz does end up dropping him at the end of the day. With Gaza Rogue gonna be up next, trying to see maybe the assassination switch actually. I was thinking maybe the subtlety can beat Assass, but it's gonna be full death mark in the opener. Cheap death mark, not Biz is just dead. The death mark, unless he somehow survives it, I'll be amazed. Sap? No way, you're alive? No, you're gonna die, aren't you? Oh, how you live? How are you alive? How are you alive? You still have death mark on you. You guys in stealth? You're just stealth? Oh my god, that was clutch. Gaza though doesn't want to waste any time. He's hanging out by the eyeball. He may just want to pick it up, trying to find a nice Biz. There's no way he's gonna show his face next to you. There's no way. When you left him with no help whatsoever, there's no way. How? The guy put some dots in you, man. I just got an AFK'd from you. Let the dots do work. I thought him up so much. His dots are deadly, man. He got them deep cuts. His poison's got a little bit of a concoction. You gotta make sure you go back to the chemistry lab and make sure you get the deadly toxins, man. The good ones. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, he played really, really well. Barely survived Gaza. Can he somehow come back? Because if he could do it, Gaza has no trinket. If not, Biz has the death mark. He could potentially make it happen here. Because he did use Deathmark pretty early on versus the Hunter. And with cooldowns, it should be coming back up soon. If Gaza picks up the eyes, he would be, like, unless he goes for a vanish, he would be out in the open for Biz to have a go. So Biz looks like maybe he's out. He has a trinket, so that's going to give him an out. No matter what happens. Could pick up the eyes, but does he want to do it? Gaza isn't a fan of knives. Goes to Phantom Knifing, he sees them, he knows where he's at, he is actually safe to pick up the eyes if he wants to. I don't know if Biz has a trinket, but he more or less knows which way Gaza's walking, trying to fan him. Gaza doesn't even notice him. Gaza doesn't even look. My goodness. He doesn't even look. You should see him right there, right? He just saw him. Well, you definitely did see him in Phantom Knifing, both of them fighting each other. Gonna be a Garrote opener, but a kid is shot locked down. Gaza can't go anywhere. Gonna be maybe Deathmark. No evasion. He needs a little bit more of a go. Vanish for Nobbiz to make sure his Garrote is the deadliest he can be. Does go for full death marker to Gaza. He's going to go for a cloak, reducing the poison damage, but the bleeds are still rotting him down. Got himself healing. Vanish to follow. That's going to be Phantom Rise, but Nobbiz. Going to be a full death mark by Gaza, but I think the man is just melted. Oh, he does get full big dots. Biz is still in the tight spot. He can still go down. Anyone else rushing at Biz right now would be able to take advantage of the fact that man still got a death mark on him. But maybe he can wait it out? My goodness. This man is just the rogue killer, man, eliminating all of them. This is US or EU. Saturdays are US, so today we're doing US. Did someone EU? Yes, or Jeremiah? They were awesome. Warlocks for days. Tagsy returned. Kryza was back. I posted a video with Kryza from this morning. Definitely should check it out if you haven't. The man is just a monster. And then we also have Atho popping back in. My god. That video should be out sometime soonish, though. I cannot Biz fight through Diabolics though. This is a Warlock. Picking up the eyes, he's going to be able to get the opener, sending in the pet. The pet is going to find the rogue fairly quickly. What kind of weapon does the pet have? He has the axe from like the raid, isn't it? Or the PvP axe, one of those two. Might be just the PvP like the elite axe. Get a shot onto Diabolicals. Lots of damage. The axe toss onto Nobbiz. But Nobbiz, does he have the damage he needs? He has a blind, but doesn't really have advantage. It's going to be a port for Diabolics. It's going to be Biz with his Shadow Step. Trying to keep the pressure on the Diabolics, but I think it's over. Smoke Bomb just to give himself a cover for just a second. But I think it's going to be done and done. He does get some dots on the Diabolics. It is going to do a bit of damage, a bit of pressure. Whoever goes next, like Zealotry, if they go in with even more downs to overlap it, that could be something. But yeah, for now, not much you can really do. Zealotry, Trying to go for Sap onto the main bed. Garrod onto the Diabolic. It's going to be immediate axe toss. Trinket by the Rogue though. Is he going to go in full damage? Mortal Coil sending him out for just a moment. Fel Lord should be able to help protect Diabolics, but he does go for a port as that is a Rogue with evasion and cloak. Full death mark on the Diabolics, maybe in a tight spot. Sepsis, oh, this Rogue is down to run him. It's going to be Rogue vanishing out. Oh, the Rogue just did him dirty. He put full dots on him with the death mark. Sepsis vanished out, just let him rot. I haven't seen that since Shadowlands, man. Oh my goodness. Look at this man right here. Zealotry just put full dots on a guy and just AFK'd away from him. With Shilpa's the last one holding the fort on team 1. He's got to go versus Zealotry, Big Stupid, and Chicago. Immediate stun onto the Rogue. Wants to make sure to dot him up. Maybe hit him with an execute. Army of the Dead, but the Rogue's going to go for the blind. The army should keep Zealotry. Plenty concerned back there. With the A-bomb dropping it as well. Zealotry, I think, is just done. Let's have an out. It's over. Just overpowered by the army of the undeads. Diseases ripping right through you. The pets attacking you. Probably every one of the diseases empowerment the damage of all your pets as well. Chicago is going to be up next. Can they fight through the entire unholy army of the Death Knights? It's going to stop all the pets in place for a second, but Chilpus does have his ace in the sleeve. He does have the Gargoyle, the Valkyrie they can summon later. Chicago immediately walks in. Sunders or Storm Strikes are going to invoke the Ascendants. There goes the Gargoyle. Do you go to interrupt it? Tries to see if he can get a root on it. Shilpa's not really going anywhere. Trying to see if he can fight Chicago man to man, mano a mano, but it's going to be just him taking a lot of damage. Lynchborn up. IBF was used. Trying to see if he can just stay aggressive versus Chicago. Chicago looking for a bit of a reset behind the pillow. All the army of the undead is going to get stunned up twice in a row. As the second stun comes out, is going to be able to try to see if he can avoid it, but Chicago is fully dotted up. The pets are on him, trying to see if he can grip him out the open blind, keeping the pets at Chicago as best as possible. Needs to make sure he's maintaining this disease. Big execute on Chicago. It does go down. I think the Battle Master Trinket ran out. Chilpa just had to fight that one with as much fervor as he could in the opener. There's just so much damage, so much output with Big Stupid going in. Full burst onto Chilpills with the coordinated assault. Unless Chilpills can somehow separate from Big Stupid. Maybe with a stun blind or whatever. I think it's maybe over. As the man just got all the damage onto Chilpills. Not much you can do at the end there. Yeah, at that point, just what else can you do? Rough. Not Biz does walk in with 3 kills, man. This rogue is able just to fight other rogues. Just the ultimate assassin. Try to do whatever he could with the Warlock, but I guess the whole army of demons. Rogues are not really super survivable against that. Rogues mostly evade the demons. Don't really fight them ever. So to put us against like unwinnable odds, 1 versus however many demons you summon, that's a tough one. Rogues can cheat death, but they can't cheat the Legion. I mean, it's a big old Pit Lord. Actually, that wasn't even a Pit Lord that time, was it? But a Fel Lord, triple Demon Doggos, 2 Fel Guards, and a Diet Soda. I mean, that's just a lot coming at you, man. That's a big order. How many are we at now? 70, right? 70? 71? Yeah, let's go, boys. Sad was the last one, but GG team. I mean, if you guys want to go again, I'm down, but I don't know if the teams are breaking up or they're staying together. We'll see. 11,000 death strike kills. Sick, nasty. Will the Necropolis should release my damage taken under 35 by 99. Yeah, and rogues should take no damage too. I agree. If rogues can take be literally immune to damage, Outlaw rogue specifically, or just my rogue, then I'm okay with that. Still 5? I mean, we got groups. I'm down to go again. Yeah. I'm down to go one more. What are we doing? The Grand? We have Down Sewers. We've done Hook Point. We can do Blackrock Hold. I like Blackrock Hold. Can't take damage if you don't come out of stealth. Seems balanced to me. I mean, it's a fair point. That's a fair point. I mean, we can. We just choose not to. It depends how you look at it, right? It all depends how you look at it. Nathaniel, where have you been? I've seen you in Discord. It's like, man, stream looks so fun. Why would you join? That's a lot of rogues out there. Maybe somebody you could stab through. Get a couple of ambushes in there. Taking damage? Just how about just don't? I guess, yeah. I guess. Oh, man. I'm loving this, dude. These are fun. Dude, last night's duels and today's have been absolute blast, man. I've been enjoying these a ton. Just like watching these, but also having the banter in the chat. These have been a good time, man. Hell yeah. Let's hope that all the rest of the duels in 2023 are like that, man. Let's hope. I do wonder if we'll get like a big set of class changes with this Tuesday. I'm really kind of hoping we see something, man. See some big updates. I'm used to Blizzard already give us some updates regularly. So Twitch, Team 1, we got ourselves Chill Pills rocking that Holy Death. Then we got Dalio on that Assassin's Rogue with Diabolicals, as well as iFox and Hunter. It looks like going to be first up versus Pizza Slayer. And we got ourselves Gaza Rogue on that team as well. I like that tattoos on the sides of the male Night Elves, man. I wish they added more stuff like that for everybody else. I do wonder if we'll get like even more customizations. I know they got like what, Heritage Armor for humans and orcs on the horizon soon in the next build or in 0.7. But I wonder if they'll do like more of like customization options in like 0.5, 0.7, like little bits here and there, like something really noticeable. I think Xander's are getting like hair colors and stuff. More options for like normal hair colors and like wild colors too. I could be wrong on that one though. Pizza Slayer just gotta huddle in the corner. Doesn't really want to walk out unless he knows where iFox is at. You're just gonna have to wait for them. iFox set a bunch of traps, gonna have his one next to Pizza. He may just have to come out of stealth, but he's trying to be extra careful. He knows that if he comes out, the Rogue is gonna get the opener and establish pressure. Or if he just waits, maybe he can get the opener versus the Rogue, but eventually Camo is gonna run out. Heritage Armor for the best class would be Fire. For the base classes, so there's Heritage Armor for races, but I don't think there's been a Heritage Armor for classes, although that would be kind of cool. Imagine if there was like a Heritage Armor, like a Rogue Heritage Armor. Kind of like how they have a Dark Ranger set for Hunters, but like have one maybe for Rogues. Like a Valera set, bro. Imagine Valera set. Oh, that looks so good. That would look great. Maybe like they're like Valera, but then also another Rogue as well, so you can like customize and mix and match. Base races? Yeah. They're gonna do more. They said humans and orcs are gonna be next. I hope they do variant mod, man. I hope the orc one is more like Thrall, like the original armor, like a Doomhammer Thrall, right? And I hope the human is the variant armor. Or maybe like a little bit of Uther in there too. One of those. Gonna be a Shadow Strike by the Rogue. Open it up with a cheap shadow into iFox. Will he get a shot right after? As a frenzy strike is right in front of him. Gonna be a stun into the Rogue. Hoping to maybe get a trick out of it. Pizza, does he walk in? Shadow steps past the freezing trap in general. That's going to be a freezing trap to stop him, but the Death Chakram is going to rip him right out of it though. Scatter shot for just a second as iFox trying to find himself a breather. Got himself a big defensive with a not dampen harm. Survival with the fittest. 20% damage reduction. Yet another shadow step by the Rogue, just avoiding the traps entirely. He knows that there's a trap in front of him. He kind of knows he doesn't want to walk into it if he can help it. But he just kind of has to. Saving those vanishes for a little bit later. It's going to be Manic Vanish for iFox. Vanish out of Pizza. Flare is going to be meeting him into a freezing trap after. Does he choose to trinket? He does choose to trinket. Man, does he commit some damage? He just committed a pretty big cooldown. Getting a shot onto iFox. Is it going to be enough damage? Trying to go for back-to-back Eviscerers. Does he play Secret Technique? Cheap shot right after him. Back-to-back Eviscerers. Getting some pressure into iFox. Is it going to be enough? Vanish right after. Does go into a Camo. Trying to AoE the pet. Does get the pet out. iFox is out in the open. May have the Turtle Shell. Pizza better be extra careful next. Next freezing trap could be deadly. Well, it could be big for iFox because it'll just give him like an opportunity to escape. Not as much, I guess, as deadly. Shadow Step towards iFox. There goes a freezing trap. But the Death Chakram rips it right through. Get this shot. There's nothing he can do. iFox, unless you get yourself something. Spend stack. Maybe it will be enough. Try to see if you can reduce the crits that he takes from the Rogue. Big carry-in with the resounding strike set up by the Rogue. Needs a big Eviscerus. Does he get to do it? Feign death by the Rogue. By the Hunter for just his last second. And Pizza just needs a little bit more damage versus iFox to try to use the steel trap in order to kite him out for just a moment longer. Pizza needs a full stun. Doesn't go for a stun. Scatter. Does iFox escape this one? There's no way. Freezing trap waiting for him. It is going to be GR from a scatter shot. As iFox trying to see if he can get himself some range. Shadow Step by the Rogue, killing the shot. There's no way you escape it, right? Sped sack. There's no way that's going to be enough. Does go for the big hit. He just needed to make sure one of his hits didn't crit. Otherwise, he goes into the pet sack where the pet absorbs the damage instead of the Hunter. As the Rogue is left with no cooldowns, Diabolica is sending out a full array of pets at him. Chief Death is ready for the Rogue, but there's not really much you can really do. It's just kind of lights out for him. Just kind of over. Chief Death, there it goes. But these pets are just going to be able to take you out. With the main pet trying to see if he can chase after you. There it goes. I think a Demon Bolt may have been able to connect at the end there. Not Biz going to be up next. He does get to have a bit of a rematch with Diabolicals. Full burst at the ready, got himself full CDs, well, I guess CDs to plant right into Diabolicals. Trying to see if he can fight through the shield. Full cloak shots and evasion are used. That's every defensive by the Rogue. Trying to see if he can avoid any kind of CC. Able to dodge away from the Fellowlord, but the Axe Toss isn't able to avoid it. Trinkets right now. Full dots into Diabolics. Big birds, big damage. Diabolics trying to see if he can live it. Yet another Kinder Shot. There's going to be a Trinket. Maybe the dots are set in. Diabolics trying to see if he can live it. Do the dots take him over the edge though? He's still fully dotted. The spike is doing work, but it's not enough to kill him just yet. With Zealotry, try to see if we can just finish him off. Oh my goodness, quick intro, but Zealotry does take him. Man, that was rough. That was all the dots by the rogue. He committed everything. Fought through defenses. I think maybe Biz. Spike is normally the play for sustain, but I think he may need to go that sepsis. Just amplify the poison damage even further. Just add an extra layer of just huge rotting damage. If you're trying to go for like the big one-shotty go, sepsis is just a lot more effective for it. Zug the Demo is a much better play for me. It is a little bit easier. I would try sepsis. I know people play Spike because it's better for sustain, but if you look at the big Zug, big burst, add that sepsis, layer it over. Got more revenge? There it is, man. Stun, bite chill pills. Try to see if he can get some damage versus Zealotry. Zealotry does go in full sepsis, full dots on the chill pills. Just try to see if he can avoid it. He can deal with the poison damage, but the blades is just something for him to a little bit tough to handle. Try to see maybe we can get an execute versus Zealotry. The army of the undead surrounds him, and chill pills does end up taking him down. With Chicago charging out next, Shilpas does sacrifice the main pet. That is going to be a full root double stun onto the death that goes for IBF to break out of that stun, trying to see if you can potentially overcome the shocking effect of the capacitor totem. Sunder onto chill pills as he's trying to see if he can establish some pressure versus Chicago, and Chicago looking to back up out of the entirely. Doesn't want to fight him unless he gets some cooldowns. Got a bit of Maelstrom, big L-Buster to Chill Pills, but Chill Pills needs himself a lot of healing. He can AMS a lot of the damage from Chicago. Not all of it, but a good portion of it. Chicago, a good portion of his output right now with his build is a big Storm Striker build. With Storm Strike become Ascendants, become Wind Strikes, become lots of damage output. Full Army of the Dead chasing out Chicago. Chill Pills trying to see if he can put some pressure onto the Shaman. Big blind to follow. Does he have the Execute to follow? Maybe big Execute out there. Does try to see if he can capitalize off of the Execute. Chicago going for as much soft healing as possible. Dread ratio to help him rejuvenate. Got whatever Maelstrom he's got for big healing surges. Chill Pills sacrificing a portion of his health into necrotics, but does gain overall more health in general. Summoning up Abomination, needs another set of army potentially. Doesn't have the Gargoyle for a while. Full stun onto all these pets. And Chicago blasts him out with a big Elliot blast. The man got him some dash strike, but maybe that'll be enough. Trying to see if he can potentially fight through the elemental damage of Chicago. The dash strikes may not be enough though. He does have the A-bomb. Does he have the main pet? The main pet is on Chicago. He needs to get them pet empowered with the Army of the Dead. Try to go, I think, for a stun Chicago, but the grounding totem grounded the stun. Chicago does end up taking him out. That is a rough one, man. The full Army of the Undeads was a lot of damage with Chicago. As long as they got healing, they could outlast a lot of it. Gonna be Gaza Rogue up next, trying to open up with a bit of a secret ticket with Chicago, as the Shaman just got spent entirely versus while fighting versus Chill Pills. There's not much you can really do about it. Big is going to be up next, trying to go for a dot, does tag the rogue, but the Cloak of Shadows letting him escape. And Gaza got him some Shadow Blades, wants to have a go. As Big picking up the eye, should be able to find the rogue pretty easily here. Does get him tagged up with a stun as Gaza goes in for a trinket. Cheap shot at the ready. Does he have himself a big go? Trying to go, I think, for a secret technique. Does he have enough though? Scatter shot for just a moment with the charge after get him rooted up. As he goes in for a advantage, trying to escape maybe the explosive shot, but the explosive should get him out of stealth. At least the pet does. Another cheap shot, super DR though, but Big Stupid taking a lot of damage, man. Quite a bit. Secret technique does end up hitting him, but I think the pet helps split some of the damage with you. Instead of all those shadows of the rogue going into the hunter, they end up hitting the pet instead. Big is still taking a bunch of damage. Survival of the fittest to help him maybe survive this rogue. Got nothing left defensive, but still has a cheat death. He just needs enough damage in order to. Oh, does get the execute at the end. He does get the big eviscerate. Oh, okay. Well, that was something. Wait, how do I leave the arena again? Oh my god. It does work. Apparently. Big eviscerate at the end there. Wow. Well, there it is. Wow. Where we are, boys. Crazy. Alrighty. That was a lot. That's a big bad, by the way. Is that his best name? That is hilarious. Wow. I'm surprised, actually. Go to grounding totem. That was a good grounding totem, wasn't it? That was well done, man. What I like about Chill Pill is like I like that he is willing to give concessions when somebody makes a good play. He's like, yo, good play right there. Through and through. At the end of the day, Chill Pill is willing to be like, you know what? That was a good play. That was a good play. Because there's some players out there that are salty, and there's literally nothing their competitor can ever do that's right. They're always doing everything wrong. My class is always the worst. Their class are always overpowered compared to mine or whatever. But here's like, yo, that was a good play. That was a good one. That was well done. That I think, because it looked like you had a really good pressure. Chicago was starting to get a bit of recovery, but like if If there was that stun, let you set up the full go, even apply more pressure, then Chicago would have been on the back foot and Maelstrom spending the whole time. You know? Gaza outside the spawn on top of Chicago. He was kind of hanging out there, wasn't he? Yeah, I would appreciate if you guys just didn't kind of like run out early. Yeah, I'd appreciate if you guys didn't. Let's not do that next time. Chat, I think it's going to be the last one for the night, man. That's going to be the last one for the evening. Boys, thank you so much for coming by. Thank you so much for watching. I do hope everybody enjoyed the 5V5 1v1 duels. We're going to have more next week, man, in the year 2023. Yo, thank you, boys. You guys are amazing. You guys are awesome. Thank you for an awesome year, man. It had a the ending of 2022 has felt pretty fantastic. And hopefully 2023 will be a good one, man. Thank you all. You guys are wonderful. Beautiful. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. Glad I came by. I'm glad you boys joined up, man. We're gonna have more next week. Be back here next week. Bring all the wacky builds you want to try in the arena. Try all the different things. I mean, we had a lot of people try different playstyles. Like Chicago tried the big Ascendance proc build. We had the Rogues go in, trying sub, trying a bit of Assassin, trying all the different builds, and they got. We had I'm a big Rogue baby. True. Dude, the shoulders look so good. Like when the character is enlarged, I got like my graphics in such a way where the shoulders look so detailed. My God, man. Like the TBC daggers don't really have. Oh, they look pretty. Like the pixels, I feel like more condensed. Even that looks better. My goodness, those shoulders look fantastic though. Yo, even the goggles are good. They gotta reflect the surfaces. That looks so good, man. Looks so good. Single-minded, yeah, might as well. Happy New Year's, everyone. Happy New Year's, everybody. But yeah, we got a bunch of different builds, man. This week, I really love seeing Chupas go in like full disease pet build. Like put dots. Execute AFK. I just gotta let him do that thing. Oh my God. Have a goofy one. Have a goofy one, boys. You guys have a good one. Tomorrow, I don't know if I'm streaming or not, man. I might. I'll see how I'm feeling it. I'm definitely gonna see if I can put in some work tonight. I'm definitely gonna do a lot of work this evening. Try to see if I can catch up with that because I feel like I've been behind. But I'll see if I stream tomorrow, man. I may, dude. I may just stream tomorrow. I'll see how I'm feeling because it's been fun streaming even on Thursday. Am I just like chilling? Hanging out with the piss. Alright, you guys have a wonderful one. Happy New Year, everybody. I'll see you boys in 2023, yeah? It's so stupid when people say it, but it's actually true, right? Yeah, I'll see you if I stream tomorrow, chat, but definitely we're gonna be back Monday, getting our alts out of the way. I gotta get my weeklies, man. I gotta get my mythic weeklies for my alts. I gotta level more characters, dude. Definitely gotta do it. Chilling comp sub. I gotta do some comp sub too, man. Whenever I'm in downtime, I'm doing professions. I gotta do the comp stomp. I gotta get my mythic pluses for the weekly. I gotta get my alts level, man. There's too much to do. Too much to do. Honestly, I should probably focus in on getting my mythic pluses for alts first. And then like just do comp stomp and then just level in between or something. Gotta get a 15 on my warrior. Yeah, at least a 15, man. You can get gear upgrades up to 20 now, but getting at least like a 15, it gets you a pretty decent item in the vault. Hell, even like 80 kind of rolls is pretty good too. Chilling Overwatch 2 comp stomp myself. Is there actually Overwatch 2 comp stomp right now? Yeah, I imagine like they would have something like that at some point. Happy 2023, boys. Happy 2023, man. I'm gonna celebrate a little, but mostly get a lot of work done tonight, man. Thank you all. You guys are wonderful, beautiful. Let's hope 2023, man, will be the year of like a good Dragonflight, a good World of Warcraft expansion. Lots of fun updates and just good vibes all around, man. You know what I mean? Yeah, boys. Thank you. You guys are awesome. It's been honestly an awesome journey. And I don't want it to end, man. So, let's see. Maybe I'll see you boys tomorrow. Maybe I'll see you on Monday. But, yo, have a wonderful, wonderful new year. Thank you for joining me in these duels. I appreciate all of you. This is an absolute blast. I'll see you guys, again, either tomorrow or Monday. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how the schedule stacks up. Boys, have a good one. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.